every deposit you make, cuts your principal immediately, and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
WKGN 1340. Go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3:01 on a Monday afternoon edition of the show, alongside Bob Baskerville, Baron Walker through the glass this afternoon. The roller coaster of UT athletics continues over the weekend. You know, a week ago, we're panicking over UT baseball and riding the high of Tennessee basketball as we were at that point in second place in the league. Today, baseball has rebounded and the basketball season is
shambles
once again on the brink. Meanwhile, Kim Caldwell and the Lady Vols appear to be, I don't know what you would call it, dead in the water.
Shout out, Noel. Yeah, it looks like that season may be coming to a rather abrupt end soon.
Yeah, Lady Vols headed to the SEC tournament this week in Greenville. Going to be another critical offseason for Kim Caldwell. Might be her last.
It's critical.
Whoa.
What do you mean, whoa?
After 2 years?
No, I was like if it might be her last offseason.
Oh, okay. I got
she doesn't get it right next year. I
hadn't heard.
I wouldn't think. I mean, Bob, you were there. You follow this closer than us. Like, is any chance there's a coaching change after this season? I know there has been a lot of like off the court, like behind the scenes dysfunction. I mean, that's obvious. There's dysfunction in that program.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was watching the body language yesterday. It was senior day, and you know they bring out the seniors, and there's quite a few this year between Janiah Barker, Z. Spearman, Nia Robertson, just to name a few. And
they're all transfers, right?
Yeah, but they still honored them. And when they come out, it's just very different. I mean, and some of this just might be attributable to Kim's style. She was just very much like business. You know, they have a framed jersey that they're giving out to each player, and they get that with, you know, mid-court with the player and their family and loved ones. She doesn't do any hug with them or anything. She just is like, get in place, do a picture. She gets a big smile on her face, arms around, and then when they're done, she kind of pats them on the shoulder with a hand and then moves on, like kind of to the next one. It's just very, again, it's like, to me, it's what the program is. It's transactional right now. That's what it feels like. These are just hired guns, and they didn't mesh well.
Yeah,
the
it's
question,
not Lady Ball basketball.
Yeah,
the one question I had, I thought of last night. I wanted to ask you three about. I mean, could they bring somebody in? You've seen it a lot in the men's game.
Don't do that. The veteran coach to help her.
Yeah,
if you got to do that, it's done.
It's done.
If you got to do that, it's done. That is, let's get Eddie Fogler to help Buzz Peterson on the bench. No, man. If you got to have a babysitter for a young coach, you got the wrong head coach.
That's a good point.
I've just always dismissed that out of hand. That's just a sign that you've got the wrong head coach. And I'm not saying we're there yet. I was just like she needs to get a roster right next year, or she's done.
Well, this is the first game I've been to since like that Texas A&M game. We were doing trivia night that night, so I wasn't there. But since this has really gotten off the rails, you know, this was the first game I'd been to. The fans are still invested. I will say that. It was loud. They were involved, all that stuff. They haven't checked out.
Okay.
But I agree with you, Russ. I think, you know, next season's kind of make or break at this point.
All right, well, let's start with a little football, shall we? As Chris Lowe, who's going to be on with us tomorrow to talk about, has a very long piece at On 3 today with Josh Heupel. He had an interview with him, wide-ranging, very interesting stuff. As Josh Heupel, like my major takeaway was he knows it's go time. This last quote from the article just about, Tennessee fans collectively saying, hey, if Ole Miss can do it, why not us? Quote, my goal is to win the championship too, and that's why I want to be here. I know you can do it here, said Heupel. We're in a race to get it done as fast as possible. I love the people that we have here, and that's our staff and our players. We're going to go compete for that thing every single day. Painting a picture of a coach who is very much aware of the stakes going into his 6th season now at Tennessee.
It's wild that we're going into year 6 with him. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No, it doesn't. It's flown by.
Yeah, it has, but
he's going through his second Derek Dooley / Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and he's pretty much, he rebuilt the program. I wouldn't want to go back to where we were the day he walked in the door for all the money in the world. So, but yeah, he is well aware that, that's a good thing, right? Some of these bums don't even realize when they're on the hot seat.
I think they know. I think most of them know. I think Heupel's always known. I think that the interesting thing is, Bob, we've never really talked about Josh Heupel and the hot seat. Yeah, he's an SEC football coach. Every single thing he does is up for debate and criticism and all that stuff. It's no different here than it is at Vanderbilt. But it does feel a little bit different. It feels a little bit more heading into this season. It's like, this has to happen or else type feeling. And I don't think we've had that conversation yet going into his season under Josh Heupel.
You're right. I think, while we're on that topic, because today we're going to fan out to a lot of stuff, right? We've already talked about Lady Vols. We're certainly going to talk about the men's basketball team, talk some baseball. I think going into this season, not just for wins and losses for the football program, I think the athletic program is going to be, I think Josh Heupel is going to be carrying the weight of all of it this fall. I believe that. Just from the standpoint of making sure that, keeping the fans engaged, NIL, all this other stuff, because we're scuffling in a lot of other sports at the moment.
Think so?
Yeah.
We definitely aren't going to have the same momentum going from, our basketball team making an Elite Eight like the past 2 years, unless something crazy happens.
Yeah.
Just something completely off the rails. It's baseball team looks like, and it may have been a year to take a step back, even if Tony hadn't hightailed it to San Fran. But yeah, things aren't as solid as we were a few years ago, right?
I just think all I can think about is this whole weekend is the collective fan base. Thinking of Ted Baxter's character in Caddyshack when they're watching somebody putt and he's like, well, we're waiting. And I just think that's what Josh Heupel has got ahead of him. Because there's there's expectations to begin with, but I just think they're going to get amplified because of what's not happening with the other sports at the moment.
Not to be glass half empty guy, but let's just game that out for a second. Things don't go well, and we're 4-4 headed into the last month. Mm-hmm. Enthusiasm is waning.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that leave us?
I don't even want to think about it. Honestly, because I'm saying it. I think it's. I don't want to add more pressure, but and like Bear said, fair or unfair, I think it's going to be there. It was already just the job itself, and going into year 6, I think the expectations are going to be super high.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't want to go back to. Remember how toxic things got and can get around here, especially when football's broken.
Yeah,
it's a level of vitriol.
Yeah, people want it. People are passionate around here, and hopefully, that's the glass half full. What if the glass half or the glass half empty what if. The glass half full what if is, man, what if we get this quarterback thing right, Jim Knowles works out, and you're 6-2 going into that last month of the season or better, then we'll be riding high. The other big thing coming out of Chris Lowe's article in a long interview with Josh Heupel, Hype says he is in favor of the 2014 playoff.
Sure he is.
Yeah, we had a ninth SEC game.
Says that he just feels that is the way college football is going right now. And, yeah, I think there's a lot of coaches that would like to see the 2014 playoff.
I mean, if there's a 2014 playoff, if Tennessee doesn't make it, then you're on the hot seat.
What I want to know is Josh Heupel's been here for 5 years, during which he has never gotten specific on anything in an interview, has never even given a remotely controversial opinion. Anytime something remotely controversial is brought up, he spits out an incomprehensible word salad, just nonsense speak, and won't give it. And all of a sudden, this is the one. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in him because nobody wants a 2014 playoff in college football.
The coaches do.
But this is the one thing that you're going to go out on a limb on and put your name on, is the one thing that we actually don't want.
Do you see him getting fired if he's making the playoffs, even if it's 2014 playoff? No.
Well, I mean, that we say that now, but if you go to a 24, yes, at some point there will be a school that fires their coach after making a 2014 playoff, like the team that squeezes in at 8-4 and gets their gets curb stomped. Like Alabama would fire their coach, like if they just don't feel like it's going in the right direction, and they were in there 8-4, but they hadn't really beaten anybody and they were non-competitive in a playoff game. Yeah, they'd make a change.
I don't know. I don't know if we've seen this, Heupel ceiling yet, but I think he would have us, not sneaking into it, but solidly in the playoffs every year. I've seen enough of his program to know that.
I mean, it would certainly open up access for us and a bunch of other schools. I mean, if a 2014 playoff, like Kentucky is going to go to the 2014 playoff occasionally.
Vanderbilt would
Mississippi
have this year.
State. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody at that point, our sport loses a big chunk of its soul, man. And I realize that's already happened. And, we're already halfway down the slippery slope here, but damn it, man. I hope they don't. I hope they don't take that next step.
I mean, it doesn't hurt how you view the NFL. What if
There's
there were
not
just
24 teams going to the playoffs in the NFL?
Yeah, but there's a lot less teams. What I'm saying is, what about one of those lower teams making the playoffs? Makes you think it would ruin college sports?
I don't know that it would ruin college sports, but it would make something special. There's college football that has a really important regular season and does not historically reward mediocrity, all of a sudden be, just anybody can get in thing, which is, I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I wouldn't watch 2014 playoff. It would be fun and everything, but man, I don't think an 8-14 getting hot at the end of the season. Your quarterback missed the first month of the season, took a couple of L's. You get hot at the end of the season and go on to win a national championship. I could be wrong. I don't think that's what we want from our favorite sport.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you, because I do think if you start getting to the point where 8-4 teams are getting in, that is, to me, fundamentally a problem. I think 9-3 is even. I think in a 12-team field, 9-3 is doesn't happen. We haven't really seen that, except for I guess maybe Clemson maybe last year when they won the ACC conference championship game, but
they got to host it, didn't they?
Yeah, because of the bid. But I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying, Russ. I'm more inclined to. I'm fine with it being at 12. I've said that all along. I'm okay with it going to 16. Beyond that, I'm just saying that it's a very, very clear and apparent money grab, and that's all it is.
12 seems screwy to me. I'll be like 4 made sense. 16 seems perfect to me. I'm a big fan of symmetry and like that. Just the Sweet 16. It just that feels right. 24 seems screwy. I mean, if 24, why not 30? Why not 30? Yeah, why not just everybody make it in at that point? Because you really are lowering the standard of excellence.
Well, I mean,
in that sport.
16 is. I mean, it's just been proven. The lower levels, that's how they do their playoffs, 16 teams.
Bob, one other thing that stood out to me, you and CeeLo on the RTI lowdown yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I know where you're going.
I maybe somebody else has talked about this. I haven't heard it. Texas approached Rick Barnes after their last coach, came hat in hand, say, please come back.
Yeah, I don't know specifically when the timing was, whether it was before Chris Beard or after Chris Beard, because Shaka Smart was there and then he got out of town. They hired Beard. Beard got a little crazy. We know what happened there. But yes, Chris mentioned that last night while we were talking, and we were just talking about Barnes and the path forward, et cetera. And Chris brought it up. He said, not a lot of people know this, but everybody knows about the UCLA dalliance, but Texas came calling too to bring him back. It's like we didn't really dig into it too much, but it was like, oh, that's a little
like to have heard
more,
that
thing.
conversation. Yeah, I mean, it's like does he just dismiss that out of hand, or does he sleep on it? Think about it at all? Like he is early 70s. It's a little bit late in the career to be going around rebuilding another program.
Yeah, I don't know,
but he does still have a home down there. I think his grandkids live down there as well.
Yeah, well, I think his son is now back up here, is what I've heard. But,
okay,
I mean, but the flip side of that is he's at a place, obviously, with the addition of Nate Ament this year, is he's got all the support he could ever want or ask for, and he's built Tennessee into a power. Why would you? I don't know. I can understand why he didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
They fired him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty. You got some brass if you're Texas making that phone call. Yeah. I know it's different people. That AD that fired him is long gone, but it's like, hey, coach,
tough luck.
Remember that time we told you if you weren't going to fire your assistants, you couldn't coach here anymore? Yeah, and you left and became successful again at Tennessee, and we've been lost in the wilderness ever since. Well, we are prepared to issue a mea culpa.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Sounds like LSU may do something
similar.
Back.
Well, something similar.
Yeah.
Not completely the same, but similar.
Yeah.
And I understand that too. Yeah. I understand both. I understand why Will Wade would probably go back, and I understand why Rick Barnes would not. We'll take a quick break. When we continue, going to be joined by the great and powerful Ben McKee of Go Vols 247. Is it oversimplifying things to say that Tennessee's postseason chances of success rest on the banged-up left leg, or was it right leg, whatever, of Nate Ament? We'll talk to Ben when we continue. It is The Drive. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Check out Lenoir City's newest place to hang out, watch sports, and drink the best craft beers in America. The Casual Pint Lenoir City is now open on Highway 321. They've got over 30 beers on tap, with everything from lagers and pilsners to sours and IPAs, as well as stouts, porters, and brown ales. You can also create your own six-pack from their singles cooler or pick up some packaged beer and a growler fill to go. And be sure to bring your appetite, because they have a great menu featuring appetizers, brats, burgers, flatbreads, and wings. It's the Casual Pint Lenoir City, now open on Highway 321 across from Gold's Gym in Lenoir City. Swing by and check them out, and don't forget to tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012. And our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Back here on the drive, Fan Run Radio. Russell and Bob back with you. Pleased to be joined now by Ben McKee of Go Vols 24/7. Good afternoon, Ben. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Hey, man, we're doing good. Thanks for jumping on with us. Just trying to make sense of this Tennessee basketball season. It's been a roller coaster ride for Rick Barnes and company this year. Is it oversimplifying things, Ben, to say that the Vols' chances of postseason success depend on Nate Ament's health at this point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's their best all-around player. So Tennessee's going to need him to be playing at a high level in March. I guess we are in March now that the calendar's flipped over, but they're going to need him playing well here in 2 weeks once the NCAA tournament begins. And if he doesn't, then it's hard to envision Tennessee making it to the second round. They can, but doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. And unfortunate that he's now dealing with a knee and an ankle injury as the most important time of the season arrives. But at least on the good news front, I do believe he avoided a serious injury, probably going to miss a game or two. I would be stunned if he played at South Carolina, but at least they avoided, it seems, a serious injury.
Hey, Ben, appreciate you joining us, brother. Let's talk a little bit. I'd love to get your perspective. We haven't talked for a few weeks, but this last week for Tennessee basketball was kind of a rocky road. We were in control of our own destiny in terms of seeding for the conference tournament and potential seeding in the NCAA tournament. But that evaporates in 1 week, and it's kind of the same culprits that we've seen in many other games. From your perspective, and obviously the Alabama game with Nate only playing 11 minutes, that was a huge contributor. But I wanted to just get your thoughts on what do you think? What's the missing link? We all have our opinions of it, but I want to get your thoughts. What's the missing link on that team right now, where they can't finish games sometimes and other things?
I've got two things. They can't finish shots around the rim. I think that's the biggest bugaboo. The only thing that they do worse than finish games is finish around the rim, and they need Estrella most capable of making those shots, because I do think JP has great touch. We've seen that throughout the course of the season, to where fans have been pleading for JP to get more minutes, but it's been the defense and the rebounding that has kept JP from getting more minutes at times, and of course his injuries as well. So I think when you look at the Alabama game, JP going 6 of 13, which is not an awful night, but a lot of those shots around the rim, it should be a higher number. I think that's more of a one-off because JP has demonstrated that he can make shots around the rim. And I know that did follow, I believe, an 0 for 3 effort at Missouri, but his first 2 games back from dealing with that left foot soreness. So I give him a little bit of grace, but to me, it's Jalen Carey that's got to step up and make those shots around the rim. He's an absolute menace in there, a bully who will create several second chance opportunities, but it's almost hurting the team when he's getting the rebounds because he can't pay it off. And so I think trying to strike that balance of him kicking it out more to the perimeter after he gets those offensive rebounds, which is something that Rick has been pleading with him to do this season, but also then making those bunnies when they do present themselves and not trying to score through 3 guys, I think would really benefit this team. So I think, I mean, how much different would we view this basketball team if in all of these losses that they have blown leads in, if they made their bunnies? They win both games against Kentucky, at least one of them, the one in Rupp. You beat Alabama on Saturday. You probably beat Missouri. I mean, and we're talking about our perspective of this team is totally different. So that's the first thing that I point to. And then the other thing is I just don't think that they have the on-ball defenders that we've seen in the past, the quantity of them. Of course, Bishop Boswell is Jemai Meshack 2.0 and is really stout in that regard. But you haven't really gotten much from Ethan Berg, although he's come on a little bit defensively here of late. Amari Abrams been non-existent the last month, and Amari Evans has been really, really good as well. And I thought he was terrific defensively on Saturday against Alabama. But you need more than 2 guys. And Jacoby, it may not be at the top of his to-do list within a game, but his defense isn't the Kai Ziegler's defense at the point guard position either. So I think the inability to stop penetrations to the rim and defend on the ball paired with their inability to make shots around the rim is why you are seeing some of these, why you've seen several of these double-digit leads evaporate.
Hey, Ben, I completely agree with those 2 points. The other one I would add is three-point shooting percentage. Tennessee's 174th nationally. They shoot 34% from three-point range. Did not make a single three-pointer in the second half against Alabama. And obviously the past 2 teams, that's been a strength. You had Chaz Lanier, you had Dalton Connect 2 years ago, and that just seems to be a glaring hole as well that would probably open things up for guys inside to make some of those bunnies if you had to respect their outside shooting a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that point. That was my concern coming into the season. I believe we talked about that together early on in the season, that my biggest concern was just generically speaking, a lack of a true third scoring option. Ideally, you, I guess, would have maybe preferred for that third scoring option to be a shooter, somebody that could play off Jacoby and Nate. Boy, would it be nice to have Rodney Rice on this team. Now, in hindsight, Tennessee dodged the bullet because Rodney Rice had season-ending shoulder surgery, but you wanted somebody like that, or I believe the name from Virginia was Isaac McNeely, who went to Louisville. Like that, this team is missing that. So there's no doubt about that. Although at this point, because of the roster construction, just kind of is what it is. They certainly, I guess, width would be the right word to say on that extra guard that they needed. And Ethan Berg, Amari Abram were late pickups after you struck out on some guys, and they just haven't been able to give you what you need. I guess with that understanding already known, I do feel like they can make up for that, though, if you're making these bunnies and making these shots around the rim. And because like I got done saying a moment ago, even despite the 3-point shooting percentage being what it is, you still should have won the vast majority of these games that you lost. And sure, a 3-pointer or 2 would have absolutely helped, but the shots around the rim, if you make those, which you should make, and they're much easier shots, then you win those games as well. So I guess my perspective has changed on that just because we know what the roster construction is. And I don't know, maybe it's I've come to kind of expect that with Rick's teams. They've been better 3-point shooting teams of late, but obviously it has not been the strength of the Rick Barnes era. So how can you compensate for the lack of 3-point shooting? It would be nice if Nate Ament could play more than 11 minutes, and he had kind of not played well in the prior 2 games anyway. So if Nate's hitting some shots like he was there for a couple weeks stretch, then that helps that issue as well. But how can you make up for it in the meantime? It's making those shots around the rim.
I can't help but think, to kind of echo your point, I can't help but think that those, obviously Coach Barnes, the whole coaching staff, they're smart guys. They probably realized, because you talked about Rice, you talked about McNeely. I'd add Duke Miles in there. That was another one they were pursuing that didn't work out. And I think maybe they were like, hey, man, they went and got complementary pieces in Berg and Abram because they thought they were going to be that much more effective underneath, and that just hasn't happened. So it's been kind of a perfect storm of being deficient in one area that you kind of expected and then being unexpectedly deficient in another area that could really have made a difference. It's a tough one to watch. Back to Nate for a second. I know we talked about him for a moment, but if you if you had a vote in this whole situation with him and his status, how concerned are you about seeding in the SEC tournament versus what that could do to impact your seeding in the NCAA tournament? I guess what I'm getting at is, would you be fine with Nate just sitting out now all the way until we get into the real tournament for the field of 68?
Ooh, that's a great question. Ryan Schumpeter and I just had this conversation throughout basketball practice today, and I am in the camp of, I think Ryan agrees with me, that there's no need to play him this week. I mean, if you get absolute best case scenario in terms of the report, which I believe is just more of a sprain. It wasn't anything serious. I believe he's dealing with a sprained knee, and then just he re-aggravated that ankle that he turned at Missouri in the process. So not anything serious from my understanding. But again, would be stunned if he played tomorrow night. There's no need to play him against South Carolina regardless, even if you got a really clean bill of health back. But even with him being a bit of a question mark, no need to play him tomorrow at South Carolina. And then Vanderbilt, you'd love to have him, obviously. I mean, he would have to have just a couple of phenomenal days of recovery and rehab in a row for me to run it back. I do think you'd like to get him back in time for the SEC tournament. NCAA tournament, I mean, if it works out that way, then it just kind of is what it is. You have to make sure that he's available to play in the NCAA tournament. But I would not want him to be jumping back into action without being able to knock off some rust before the NCAA tournament. And, we have the conversation every year as college basketball fans. Is it good to play to Saturday or Sunday in the SEC tournament and beat up on each other? Or is it better to be one and done and you get some rest? Well, we've seen both examples from Tennessee the last couple of years, and they've gone to the Elite Eight. They've gone to the Sweet 16. They've lost in the second round. So we've seen kind of all sorts of sample sizes in that regard. But I just fall under the category of you wanting to put your best foot forward and play good, clean basketball. And that's something that has obviously been a bugaboo for this team throughout the course of the season. They've been very inconsistent in terms of playing clean basketball with turnovers and things of that nature. So if you can get Nate back and allow him to continue to hopefully with the team grow in that regard, and instead of throwing him into the fire in the NCAA tournament when there's already these issues of cohesiveness on both ends of the floor, if you could avoid that, then I think it would be best to get him back for the SEC tournament to hopefully work towards playing your best basketball. But I don't think there's any need to play him this week unless a miracle happens and he's truly good to go for Saturday. But getting him back for Nashville, I think, would be important just to hopefully begin to play some clean basketball and carry that over into the NCAA tournament.
Ben McKee, Go Vols 24/7 with us this afternoon. Hey, Ben, saw where you were down in Dallas covering Tennessee baseball this weekend. We saw Tennessee lose to a very impressive UCLA team on Friday, but bounce back. You get wins against Arizona State, Virginia Tech. Where are you at with this team as far as their quality and their ceiling after the weekend in Dallas?
Yeah, certainly feeling better coming off of that series loss to Kent State the week prior, and I think you have to feel a little bit better as well after watching UCLA play against Texas A&M and Mississippi State the next 2 days after they beat up on Tennessee on Friday night. So I'm feeling better, I think, as a lot of Tennessee fans are and people who covered and followed the baseball team are, but certainly still plenty that needs to be cleaned up. You look at the offensive side, and they've got to get their sophomore guys going, their young guys going. This offense will go as far as Levi Clark and Manny Marin and Chris Newstrom, Jay Abernathy, as those guys take it. Now, I think Henry Ford and Blaine Brown are your best hitters, but you just can't be a two-person lineup. And in order for this lineup to have depth and really wear opponents out, that sophomore class that has a ton of potential and a ton of talent, it's got to click. And you've kind of seen the offensive success fluctuate dependent on those guys having success. When those guys have hit the ball well, the offense has had success. So still a little concerned about the offense. They hit 206, I believe, for the weekend, which is not going to cut it against SEC competition. But it's early in the season. Those guys are still, I know they played a decent bit as freshmen, but they're still underclassmen. They're still young. So I think as the season progresses, you're going to see the offense get better because those young guys get better. And, Levi Clark, Manny Marin, those two in particular, I think they are just far better hitters than what they've shown to this point. And it's just a matter of time before they get going. And once they do get going, I think the offense will really take off as well. On the pitching side, I think you have to be really excited about the starting rotation, especially with the top two guys and Tegan Coons and Landon Mack. I thought they were really good over the weekend. Tegan was hurt by his defense. The defense did not pick Tegan up, and Tegan could be better with the extra base hit. UCLA tags him for 3 home runs and 5 extra base hits in total. So he needs to be a little bit better with his command there, but also struck out 10. And again, you watch UCLA play the next 2 days, and you look back, and Tegan struck out 10 of them. I mean, you have to be really excited about what he can do going into SEC play. And Landon Mack was very impressive with his grit on the mound and being able to battle through some jams. I think where I feel most better about this team exiting the weekend is with the bullpen. I was very concerned, maybe not very concerned, but the bullpen was a question mark for me entering the season just because it was a collection of new guys, inexperienced guys, arms that had not thrown really in the SEC outside of Brandon Arvidsson and Braden Krenzel. But even Krenzel needed to take a step forward this year after he kind of tailed off at the end of his freshman season. And then you had some transfers trying to mix in some freshmen that you're going to rely on. And Friday was not pretty. You had Brandon Arvidsson not have his best outing, but Brandon Arvidsson is going to be really good for Tennessee this year. So I'm not worried about that as he works his way back from some arm soreness. And then once Arvidsson gave up that big inning and had his poor outing, the game was practically over at that point, and you ran out some young guys. But then on Saturday and Sunday, what Cameron Appenzeller was able to do, what Mark Hindy was able to do, Brady Frederick, and then Krenzel closing out the game yesterday, I think that also has to really excite you if you're a Tennessee fan, because it seems like they've got 4 or 5 guys that they can really rely on in high leverage situation, which you're going to find yourself in a bunch of throughout SEC play.
You nailed it on Tegan Coons. From my perspective, that's one of the best pitching performances I've seen in a game. You lose 12-5. And so my question to you, Ben, you watch a lot of baseball, and that UCLA offense, Will Gasparino has 10 home runs already. How would they stack up? Like, I'm thinking of like a high volume offense in the SEC. Tennessee's been one of them, not this season, of course, but who would you equate them to if you had to think about that?
Ooh, they remind me of some of the, at least based off of one weekend, they remind me of some of the recent lineups we've seen in the SEC. Hard not to think of Tennessee's lineups,
right?
Quite frankly, and I don't like saying that because those Tennessee offenses are so good. But Will Gasparino is their 8-hole hitter, and he's got 10 bombs already on the season. That reminds me of some of the Tennessee lineups from within the last couple of years, where you had guys hitting in the 7, 8, and 9 hole that deserve to be hitting in the 3 hole and would be hitting in the 3 or 4 hole on most teams. The depth of that lineup just seems to be quite ridiculous. We'll see if they can sustain it over the course of a full season. I think that they will. There'll be a tough out in Omaha. But I think back to some of the recent lineups from Florida, LSU, Tennessee, that just a talent from top to bottom and a ton of depth because of that talent, and just every out just feels like an impossible out to pick up. There's no let up within the lineup. And so I think it stacks up with some of the best that we've seen in the SEC in recent history. And, you never want to pass out participation trophies or take moral victories away from a loss. But I do think I think my biggest takeaway from this Tennessee team early on this year is that they are younger and more inexperienced than I realized. I just kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt of, oh, it's Tennessee baseball. They're gonna beat everybody, right? Like they've done the last decade. But this team, I've learned through the first 3 weeks, there's gonna be some growing pains. There already have been. There will be more, but I think they'll be playing their best baseball by the time May rolls around. And so with that being said, I think yes, the loss to UCLA was frustrating on Friday. You were a bit sloppy. The offense couldn't really get going outside of one inning. The bullpen fell apart. But as I mentioned earlier, you turn around and you watch UCLA the next 2 days. I think they're the real deal, and I think you have to take that into consideration when judging this young Tennessee baseball team that's trying to grow here early on in the season.
Man, if the Big Ten takes over college baseball too, I'm just going to throw my hands up in the air at that point. I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that. The Big Ten, who else in the Big? I guess UCLA and Oregon are your two baseball
I guess so.
threats right now. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that at least.
All right, Ben, appreciate the time. It's GoVols247 for all the latest on Tennessee athletics. He does a great job. Ben McKee, thanks so much.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great week.
Thank you, Ben.
Ben McKee, one more time on the program. We've got a pair of tickets we're going to give away to the game against ETSU tomorrow. Lindsey Nelson Stadium coming up in hour number 2. Stay tuned for your cue to call if you want to blow off work early, take the day off tomorrow, go watch the baseball Vols who, I feel like they're figuring some things out, but I think Ben also said it's like the sloppiness factor, and that's, let's be fair, that's not new. That didn't just start when Tony left.
No.
That was a problem last year as far as
100%.
not playing throw and catch, errors, base running, all the things, little sloppy, man. We got to tighten some of that stuff up. But the pitching is there.
Sure is.
Pitching is there, and we'll see if the hitting continues to come around. Take a quick time out, open up the phone lines here. If you want to call the drive, call or text us today, 865-966-3435, your phone number to get on board, 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
All right, it's Fan Run Radio. The drive continues. Thanks to everybody who came out and jammed with us Friday at the Casual Pint in Lenore City. That was fun.
Did you have a good time?
Very good time. Hung out with T-Carp and Koval.
Koval's a regular at the remotes.
We solved the world's problems, man. We covered it all. We talked politics. We talked parenting. We talked some of T-Carp's far-out conspiracy theories.
I can listen to T-Carp for hours.
Oh, I did. I was there for a good hours plus after the show, just having a burger, having a beer.
It's fascinating to me.
He's a nut.
Yeah,
but he's smart, man. Don't let him fool you. He's not a whack job. He's a nut. I differentiate, Bob, between a nut and a whack job. A nut can be a smart guy. He just has, some thoughts that are a little bit off the beaten path. A whack job has some thoughts that are off the beaten path, but he could be wearing a Bugs Bunny suit with pink hair and, carrying a firearm.
Yeah. T-Carp's a first ballot Hall of Fame caller. Mind.
Walker, you unearthed an interesting little Jacoby Gillespie related nug here.
Yeah, I was just scrolling Twitter and saw, everyone has their own metrics going around and they have their own systems that they put together. But this is Evan Maya's website where he ranks college basketball players with his own stats. And according to him, Jacoby Gillespie is like the fifth best basketball player or college basketball player in America overall, just behind Jeremy Fears, Braden Smith, Yaxel Lindenberg, and Cameron Boozer.
You agree with that, ranking, Bob?
I think
Boozer and Lindenberg have to be up there. I mean, like Darren Peterson missing here.
Caleb Wilson missing time.
So who else? There was Fears, and who was the fourth one ahead of him?
Braden Smith.
Yeah. I think what we're all tainted by is those last couple minutes of a game with Jacoby, because it's tough for me to say it, because that's my concern, and I don't think it's his fault, man. The guy's, we were just talking about him in the break. The guy's a dog. I just think, as I've been saying all season long, he's trying to be the one and the two, and it's just. You can say he doesn't have a clutch gene, all this other stuff. I just think some of it is he's overworked, man. I mean,
he does so much on the floor.
I mean, he shot.
Take Nate out, and
like
he does too much with Nate there. You take him out, and he was all we had.
Yeah, I mean,
one-man show. Yeah,
36 minutes the other night. Now he shot 9 of 23. That's not great. We understand that.
I just hope he's not getting to that point and see where he's gassed.
Yeah, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 steals, only 1 turnover. I mean, I feel like we're getting almost everything we can ask from that guy, even though he has some boneheaded plays. The lob attempt to Felix was a killer because it was horrible.
But it's just like Russ said, it's not that he makes a lot of mistakes.
No, they just come at a bad time. Yeah, man, that's all.
Well, and I thought, he made the clutch bucket with about a minute to go to put us back up, and then we just couldn't get a stop. Was as big of a problem as not being able to score. And then I thought on the last possession, everybody knows what we're going to do. Everybody knows that he's going to create his own shot, and dang it, like I thought it was going in from my vantage point. It looked good. And then I thought Estrella was going to tip it in when he missed it, and it was so disappointing.
Yeah. Although I think that game, if it goes to overtime, I'm not sure we win it.
No.
Anyway, because I was going to say,
we were holding on for dear life.
You know who has a clutch gene? LeBaron Philon. I mean, that dude is I'm not going to glaze Alabama guys too much, but that guy just got what he wanted.
Roll down Tide
at the end.
Do you think – I said this on Voluntary Reaction Saturday night. I feel like probably the play of the game in terms of just win or lose was Felix getting hurt.
Yeah.
On that last defensive offensive possession, because we have to sub him out. And I don't know about you, but I love watching Felix guards
on the perimeter.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
Yeah, man. It doesn't always work, but like he's a lot better at than Estrella. And I can't help but wonder if Felix is in there, they get the switch, Phylon on Estrella, and we saw what happened. I don't know that Felix stops him, but I feel a lot better about him guarding Phylon than Estrella.
Yeah, I'm not sure he could have stopped him either, but yes, absolutely, without a doubt, Estrella is the biggest defensive liability on the floor for us. Did you see the one play against, I think it was Aiden Sherrill, where he just it was literally Matador defense. He kind of stepped to the side, just let him drive. I was like, what in God's name is going on there, man?
I wonder. I saw it, and there's no way knowing Estrella. I mean, he's been here forever. I just think it's that foot. I don't think he's 100%, and he can't move right now. Good.
Well, and I'll say this too, and you guys know me. I am not blame the refs guy. In fact, I've been accused of being the opposite. There was a lot of contact in that game that they just let go.
Oh yeah,
and flat out just called us for fouls.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with any of the ones that they called us against, but like I'm watching, and it was the last 2 minutes of the game, maybe the last minute, there was a possession down there. It was the one where they got 2 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And we keep forcing them to miss shots, and Estrella, they're climbing over his back. They're pushing him out of bounds. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Well, you and I talked about this, but it didn't fall on deaf ears with me that Nate Oates said the most important player in their win Saturday night was Aiden Sherrill, because this guy only averages about 23 minutes a game. He's perpetually in foul trouble, but he played 33 the other night, and he responded, man. He played rough underneath.
Well, I mean, he didn't pick up his first foul till late in the first half.
Yeah, he for once we saw an Alabama team that had some fight underneath. It's usually not the case.
Who all was on that? It was Daly and
you say that, and we had 25 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
I think Alabama's soft.
Yeah.
I think that was probably as physical as they can play.
Yeah.
They had to. We forced them to play our game, but I mean, we lost Nate Ament, man. If we have our best guy out there and we beat them,
that and 12 of 29 at the rim. That's
Yes.
what we shot again.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a repeat of what we saw with Kentucky a few weeks back.
And we were 67% from the line.
Yeah.
Is that something the layups, can that be fixed?
I
At this point, like, we're 2 weeks away from March Madness. It feels like our inside scoring is what it is at this point. Unless magically Jalen Carey and JP Estrella can get the 5 to 8 foot floater that they've been working on in practice for a while to actually start falling, or they just start getting friendly rolls inside when they try and go up through contact. Like, I don't think that's changeable at this point.
I'm just looking real quick at, Carey was 5 of 11, all his shots. He did take a jump shot, a mid-range shot. So he was 5 of 10, though, at the rim. 6 of 13 from JP at the rim. I mean, that's just tough, man. That's hard to recover from. Back to Jacoby. Kid Huddy 7 on the live chat asked if Jacoby was able to sing the national anthem after the game again.
No. I did. Did you guys see the AI that somebody sent us yesterday?
Yeah,
No, I didn't see it.
Sean Fincham sent us out.
Hold on.
Barnes is furious after the game.
Yes.
According to this report.
Oh, that was so good. Did you read it, Bob?
I saw it, but I didn't read all of it, I got to admit.
I didn't read the whole thing, but it was good. So this is Facebook, Vols United. And this is like a quote from Rick Barnes, according to one of these AI articles. Let me be unmistakably clear. I have lived inside this game for decades, and I have never seen a more cowardly display of oversight than what unfolded today. What we witnessed wasn't a basketball game. It was sanctioned assault on my players, and I will not be silent while people in suits try to call it physicality.
You sure that's AI? Because that sounds exactly like what Rick would say.
When a player abandons the ball entirely to launch his body like a weapon at Nate Ament's knees, that is not an accident. That is malice. That is a calculated attempt to break a young man's career. And for the officials to stand by with their whistle swallowed while our star freshman is carried off the floor, that's a disgrace to every principle this league claims to stand for. It's really good writing, actually.
Sure, the AI thing.
It's
oh,
poetic.
yeah.
Does a good job.
That's just the first 2 paragraphs of like a 10-paragraph rant.
We could have one of those every day.
Well, I mean, we could greet us some more from that one later.
All right, stay with us. Hour number 2 of the drive coming up. Your chance to win Tennessee baseball tickets after the top 4 at 4 coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Your phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway. Fan Run Radio. We welcome Walker Smith to the festivities for today's Top 4 at 4.
Yep. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Yep. Thanks for asking.
I'm just making sure everyone's doing
Appreciate
good.
it.
Yeah, I'm
It's
doing
awfully
my
nice. Bear never asks
Thoughtful.
how I'm doing.
I don't care.
Wow.
Anyways,
Rude.
at number 1, Nate Ament did not practice today for Tennessee basketball as the Vols prepare for South Carolina tomorrow, Associate Head Coach Justin Gainey said. The superstar freshman suffered a right leg injury in the Alabama loss on Saturday. Quote, "We didn't have a lot of information, just kind of general," Gainey said. So today, hopefully, we kind of get updated on that and where things are with it.
Now, Bob, you and I talked earlier, and I agree, like, we should be able to beat South Carolina without Nate Ament. But there's also a little voice in the back of my head that's like, can we beat South Carolina without Nate Ament?
I think so.
On the road?
I think so.
You do?
What, South Carolina? They're statistically, who knows, but they're statistically horrible inside.
I watched them
Horrible.
last week go toe-to-toe with Kentucky for about 37 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a close game, and then Kentucky stretched it out at the end.
I mean, we shoot layups like a 7, 8, 9-year-old rec league team.
Hey, man, this is the one we get right on.
I mean,
Look at
we
it
like
that way.
literally, we have a guy that bounced the ball off the bottom of the backboard.
Who did
I'll
that?
tell you. Jalen Carey.
Just trying to make a play.
Too far under, man. That happens.
Sometimes you get lost on the court.
Yeah, that happens, Bob, and top 15 major college
No,
basketball.
not usually. I agree.
Yeah.
No, I think I don't know, man. I think we're fine without Nate in that game. Vandy,
I don't think we
bets are
beat
off.
Vandy without him.
I don't know. It kind of just feels it's a little different than last year because I think we were fully healthy for the game. This just feels a lot like we're going to Ole Miss like we did last year, and we're thinking, man, we got this game in the bag. We got the big game next weekend in the last couple weeks of the regular season, and we go down there and we lose. It feels like it could be a similar situation. So you can't look past them, especially if we don't have Nate.
I know one thing, Russ. We're not having that. He's a super nice guy, but it's South Carolina where we get the guy on, and he says South Carolina doesn't have a chance, and then they end up beating us. It happened in football.
I'm not efforting any South Carolina guy. They're trash, man.
Oh,
Bob woke up
wow.
Chose violence, huh? Okay.
They are. I mean, they're not very good.
Should they fire Lamont Paris and try again?
I have a feeling they might. I actually don't think Paris is that bad a coach, but
They were so good that first year.
they really were.
They put all their money in football and women's basketball, maybe a little in baseball.
How crazy is it that Webster doppelganger Dennis Gates might have Missouri in the fourth double bye?
He does look freakishly young, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like, are you old enough to be a head coach, sir?
He's a good-looking guy.
Does look like Webster, though, don't you think? If Webster
Oh, yeah.
grew up.
What did Webster have? Was he a dwarf?
He had kidney disease.
Yeah, something was up with him. I don't. Is he dead?
Emmanuel. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away. I think.
What about Gary Coleman? Is he still alive?
No, he's long gone.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Manuel, was it Lewis?
No, that was Webster.
That's who we're
So
talking
we're
Oh, I thought you were.
What?
No, I'm sorry. You were talking about Gary Coleman. I thought you were saying that was his name for different strokes. Yeah. My bad.
Arnold
I'm
Jackson.
lost.
That's a weird point in the American pop culture timeline when they're just like, hey, let's get a really cute black kid with
Kidney disease.
some sort of like growth defect and build a sitcom around them.
Tell you what, they leveled up with Urkel. Am I right? Steve
Urkel didn't have a problem though.
No,
he was just a nerd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They leveled up. They
But do you
changed the
remember?
game.
Do you remember Steve Urkel's alter ego?
No.
I think it. Steve.
I never watched
he went.
an episode.
You never watched All in the Family or Family Matters?
It was just the timing of it. When was that out?
Steve Urkel had a alter ego named Stefan, who was like really smooth with the ladies, and Laura Winslow just couldn't get enough of Stefan. But wow, Steve Urkel. No.
There's a, and we'll move quickly along.
Please.
You know, there's a big fan theory that the dad in that show, who was
it's the same guy in all the different movies and TV shows, Carl Winslow. Nobody been more typecast than that guy, Walker.
At number 2, the Lady Vols had another tough week and remain outside of the AP Top 25 after losing at number 6 LSU and at home against number 5 Vanderbilt, ending the regular season on a 6-game losing streak. Tennessee will be the 6th seed in the SEC tournament and will play the winner of Missouri and Alabama on Thursday.
Where are we at in the Ken Palm for? Do they do Ken Palm for women? I'm assuming they do. Like, where are we analytically with this team, Bob? You're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
My analysis says they suck.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Whoa, that's a little necessary, Russell.
For lack of caring, I've never checked.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if he does women's basketball Ken Palm.
We're not good right now. We're not playing good.
Ken Pom Pom.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
It's a little sexist.
I mean that it's a sexist.
I don't mean that as a sexist comment.
All right.
You can look at the net. Let's see what the net says.
I don't know. The way you led that in with.
Tell you what, why don't you do that after the top 4 for Walker?
No, I got it. We're 21st in the net.
It's not too bad.
Not horrible. I mean, the SEC is so good that like more than half the conference is above us. So that's just where
I just feel like anytime these guys or these gals play a team with a pulse, we get pulverized. Can't hold the lead, fade.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let me look real quick. Bart Torvik has Tennessee Lady Vols number 20. That surprises me.
At number 3, former Tennessee and Auburn coach Bruce Pearl made headlines this weekend with his take that Miami of Ohio, who is 29-0, should not be in the NCAA tournament unless they win the MAC tournament. Quote, if we're selecting the 68 best teams, then Miami of Ohio is going to have to win their tournament to qualify as a champion, Pearl said, because as an at-large, they are not one of the best teams in the country, and that's going to be a difficult choice for the committee to make.
He's right, and he's kind of, I don't know. It's not that hot of a take.
You think of their coach knocking that speaker over at halftime.
I love it.
Who is that guy?
Travis Steele.
And he was at Xavier?
He was the head coach at Xavier before Sean Miller. He got fired there.
He's earning another shot at the big time if he wants it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's walking off the court at halftime of their game against Eastern Michigan, whoever they're playing.
Right.
And there's like a big I mean,
Screaming
I
at
guess
the ref.
I guess their version of Sterl is like, he's got his speaker set up.
Yeah.
And Steele is like Bob. He just can't stand it. He wants to turn it down. But he grabs the speaker on this big stand and just throws it down.
Oh, again.
Smashed the damn thing.
It was awesome. I again, we've talked about this. I love that stuff. Anything short of like someone actually like fighting someone or going too far verbally abusing someone, I'm here for all of it. It's the best.
Nothing wrong with a little verbal abuse from time to
It's
time.
got a lot of rage, but they ended up winning the game. Maybe it motivated.
Do you think they should go at large?
Yes.
If they're undefeated, I think they should.
Well, though, if they're undefeated, they'll win their automatic bid. But even if they lose one game, I think they should go. I'm sorry. I just maybe it's the Messenger again, whose son's team is 15-14. I just can't help but think he's stumping for another at-large bid to be available.
I'm surprised he had time to do that. If between that and watching us turn Tehran into a parking lot over the weekend.
True. That's very true.
He's had his hands
Big
full.
weekend for Bruce.
He's had his hands full.
Tell you one thing. Miami's got a better record in quad 3 wins than Auburn.
Do they actually?
Yeah.
What is it?
They're 9-0 in quad 3. Auburn's 2-1.
Oh.
Jeez. Well, I tell you, there was a reply to one of Bruce's tweets from what I can only assume is somebody in the SEC footprint about Bruce Pearl and Stephen Pearl and how to help Auburn basketball. They just fire him and send him off to war for Bruce.
Oh, there you go.
Who, Stephen?
Yeah.
And at number 4, the Texans are acquiring running back David Montgomery in a trade with the Detroit Lions for offensive lineman Juice Scruggs and 2 draft picks.
What a name.
The Lions will receive a 2026 4th and 7th round pick.
Juice Scruggs. So he's going to the Lions for Montgomery?
Yep. No more Sonic and Knuckles.
I love me some David Montgomery.
Yeah.
He's a good character.
He is.
Good back, too. Solid.
Yeah.
And a nice 1-2 punch with him and Gibbs.
Who are they pairing him up with in Houston? Is he going to be the number 1 now?
Well, I mean, Joe Mixon's like a total mystery at this point. He didn't play the whole season.
Packs a punch.
Who else they got? They got Woody Marks.
He was the other guy, and they had Nick Chubb, but he's probably not going to play for them again because Woody Marks took that job.
Chubb is limp. But I think that
that's nice, Bob.
What?
Great.
But Woody Marks is good, so I don't know. They might
solid.
I mean, but that's Montgomery might be the reason he's so effective is he's kind of part of a 1-2 punch like he was in Detroit. So we'll see.
Thank you, Walker.
My pleasure.
Today's Top 4 at 4 brought to you by our friends at Crown Cleaners. They're going to give us a pair of baseball tickets that we're going to give away coming up at the end of our conversation with Jack Foster, who is down in Dallas to watch Tennessee baseball. We'll get in depth on the baseball Vols coming up here in just a few. Stay tuned for your chance to win tickets to tomorrow's game against ETSU, courtesy of our friends over at Crown Cleaners. Oh, sad news from the world of entertainment today. And I just closed out the window. What an idiot I am. Pull this back up here. The
What an idiot.
Marshall Andy passed away today.
You're kidding.
96, I believe.
Yeah, for being honest, I thought we'd lost him years ago.
Marshall Andy.
Waffle House.
He, Marshall Andy, his name is Andy Smalls. And he was a longtime radio guy. He's 96 years old, passed away today. And he did this show in the 80s called Riders of the Silver Screen, where it's one of those like where you play old cowboy movies. And he had this character, Marshall Andy. He's in his cowboy get up and he would like, introduce the movies, kind of like what's the horror movie guy? Svengoolie. Svengoolie. Yeah. And he did that thing. And he was also an advertising man here and all that stuff. I actually got to work with him for a couple of years at Horn Radio 20 years or so ago. So I guess he would have been in his 70s then. And he did a Eddie Arnold themed radio show.
Really?
Yeah. And he would just like play Eddie Arnold records and talk about Eddie Arnold. I guess he knew him, something like that. But yeah, he also did my favorite jingle.
I still remember
of all
word.
time. Is the Waffle House. Have you ever heard it, Bob?
Do it for me.
All right, Bear.
Here we go.
Harmony. Waffle House, meet me at the Waffle House. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner too. There's one near you.
I'd actually heard it. I just want you guys to sing it.
God, we can do it again, man. I sing it every time we go, like as a family. Like, yeah, I'll sing it on the way there.
That's gotta be. Here it goes.
Yeah.
It was on the jukebox when they had do they still have jukeboxes at the Waffle House?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's all on your phone now, though.
Bear, that was a good poll. David Allen Greer.
David Allen Greer.
Yeah, what you just did. Wrote a song about it?
No. Like to hear it goes.
Here it goes.
That one was just stuck somewhere in my head. I couldn't remember who did it.
Yeah.
That was Living Color, right?
Yep.
So long to the great Andy Smalls.
Marshall Andy.
Rest in peace.
Coming up, we'll talk to Jack Foster, who's been lounging on the RTI private jet. It's got its miles in this weekend, going down there to Dallas. And who would have thought they'd be fueling up the RTI private jet to go cover baseball in Texas 10 years ago? But thanks to a man named Tony Vitello, that's what happened over the weekend. And yeah, man, we watched that game, the UCLA game Friday out there at the Casual Pint. When we had whatever our big inning was, the fourth or the fifth inning, when we came back and made it 5-4. Oh man,
all was right with the world.
We was kings, Bob. We was kings.
The beer was flowing,
riding high,
passing around food and meat.
And then UCLA batted for approximately 45 minutes the next time up. I think they had a leadoff solo home run, opposite field home run, and you're like, oh well, that sucks, but okay, it's only 6-4. We can hang in there. And then I think it was 9-4, and it was over. But we bounced back. We take care of Walker's Sun Devils on Saturday.
Tough.
Hold on against the Hokies
game
yesterday. And shout out to all those of you who splurged on a little Flow Sports to watch that over the weekend. Y'all are the real ones. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, you're a real one. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the thumbs up for us so that we can grow this thing. Get those subscribers up. If you're on there, click subscribe so that we can grow these numbers and can continue to produce quality programming, the likes of which you are currently consuming. We got to take a quick time out. Jack Foster of RTI, when we continue next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. Right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. Fan Run Radio.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Check out Lenoir City's newest place to hang out, watch sports, and drink the best craft beers in America. The Casual Pint Lenoir City is now open on Highway 321. They've got over 30 beers on tap, with everything from lagers and pilsners to sours and IPAs, as well as stouts, porters, and brown ales. You can also create your own six-pack from their singles cooler or pick up some packaged beer and a growler fill to go. And be sure to bring your appetite, because they have a great menu featuring appetizers, brats, burgers, flatbreads, and wings. It's the Casual Pint Lenoir City, now open on Highway 321 across from Gold's Gym in Lenoir City. Swing by and check them out, and don't forget to tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
All right, it's Fan Run Radio. The drive continues. And back with Jack Foster of RockyTopInsider.com. He covered the series in Texas this weekend for Tennessee baseball. Jack, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Russell. Great to be back on. And, it was a fun weekend in Texas.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend. Saturday and Sunday were good. Friday, not so much. Tough opener against the Bruins of mighty UCLA, but the Vols bounced back, beat Arizona State on Saturday, Virginia Tech yesterday. Where do you think the confidence level is at for the Vols heading into this week?
It's much higher than it, obviously would have been Saturday morning. I think losing 3 straight weekend games, dating back to last weekend, the 2 against Kent State and then UCLA, it was, there weren't a lot of good vibes for this team, but the response was positive, and 4 runs in the second inning early against Arizona State show the offense came ready to play against a good pitcher and ASU starter that day as well. And then just stacking back-to-back wins with great pitching, and now you have 5 home games this week. I think vibes are drastically better today than they were just a couple of days ago, and it was much, much needed that Tennessee was able to win those 2 games, especially the Arizona State one, because Virginia Tech's just not that good of a baseball team. Arizona State, a very quality win this early in the season.
Hey, Jack, appreciate you joining us as always. Welcome back to Knoxville. First, 2 quick questions. The first one, though, how do you feel about the gray uniforms, the smoky grays, now with the new script on the front?
I like them better. I was never someone who hated the old smoky grays. It feels like a lot of people did, but I do like these better. No super strong feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't like the last ones. These looked lighter for some reason, like in color tone, but
they are.
They are?
Yeah, they're noticeably lighter.
Yeah. It just looked like the other ones were just big sweatsuits or something that those guys wore.
What do you guys think of the pullover? Maybe I'm old fashioned. Y'all tell me. I know Tony likes the pullovers. I feel like a baseball jersey should have buttons down the front. Is that a far out take? You don't see it in the big leagues.
No, I don't think that's far out take. And I hadn't really given much thought to it.
I guess they did use pullovers. Yeah, I guess they did used to wear the pullovers. Like I was just looking at a picture out there of some guys from the Big Red Machine. They had the one-piece pullover.
Didn't think you were going to have a fashion subset in this segment, did you, Jack? That's what we do here. We mix it up.
I think we ought to bring back the helmets without the ear flaps.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's back to the games. So we watched that UCLA game, painful as it was, but our takeaway was we thought Tegan Kuntz pitched really well given the circumstances, but some sloppy play, but it definitely cleaned up. I think only 1 error in the remaining 2 games in the series. Is that another thing that gives you some optimism as well?
Yeah, for sure. Saturday and Sunday, Tennessee fielded the ball cleanly. All eyes on Henry Ford, see how he responds. And he played good third base on Saturday and Sunday, made a couple of tricky plays look easy. When Ariel Antigua is in the infield, I think defense is always going to be better than it would be if he's not. And that was the case Sunday. A huge double play there in the 7th inning to help Braden Krenzel get out of a jam. So the response there was positive too. And Stone Lawless, who I thought had largely been poor at, catching runners at second, not so much the fact that he hadn't caught a runner stealing yet, but that his throws just weren't particularly close, has a rough day in that department Friday, bounces back, catches his first runner stealing Saturday. Levi Clark caught one on Sunday as well. I know, Stone, you mentioned the 1 error in the final 2 games in Arlington. It was via Stone Lawless, but, for all intents and purposes, Tennessee's defense played soundly. And look, I'm sure we'll get into it, the offense not being a unit you can rely on to win you games like it has been in years past for Tennessee baseball, you got to play clean defense and you got to pitch the ball well. And Tennessee did that in its pair of wins.
Talking with Jack Foster this afternoon here on Fan Run Radio. And Jack, coming out of the Kent State series, there was much wailing and gnashing of teeth. And one of the criticisms, and, I had this thought myself, is, what, you're missing not just Tony, you're missing, crazy-ass Frank, as he called Frank Anderson, Coach Q, the strength coach, and that you're missing a lot of swagger, right, that left for San Francisco. And I saw Landon Mack on the mound Saturday. That guy gets fired up. And I feel like this roster needs some of that, you had Drew Gilbert, obviously. Simo had some of that swagger. Those guys are great players. They're big leaguers. There's a guy or two on this team that has a chance to make the big leagues, maybe more. Can anybody else fill that role of the fiery leader that Tennessee leaned on so much during the glory years?
That's my biggest worry with this team, Russell. It's not, necessarily what we're seeing on the field. It's who's that dog? Who's that guy Tennessee can really rally around and, lead them into battle? You mentioned Landon Mack. He's my top candidate in that, area for this team, but he only plays one game a week, which is kind of unfortunate in that. But he definitely is that guy, and I think he can kind of embrace that Tennessee baseball identity. But beyond him, I'm still searching. Blaine Brown and Henry Ford, you figure, are going to be Tennessee's best two players at the plate, but those guys just don't really seem, the same way as other guys you just mentioned in years past, Gilbert, Moore, Fisher. Not everyone is going to be those guys, but it doesn't feel like Tennessee has one that's even close right now. And maybe someone, rises and can take that mantle. Tegan Coons, I believe, is who said Reese Chapman is a locker room leader. And that's all well and good. He's a senior, but again, he doesn't have that fire. So I don't really know if Tennessee's going to have that this year. And we all knew the identity was going to shift once Tony Vitello left. It just might be more drastic than people anticipated, even in year one of the Eland era.
Talk about Bo Rudy, because this guy came in so highly touted, and we've seen him once, and it wasn't necessarily pretty, and didn't see him at all this weekend in Texas. Is that any cause for concern, or do you think he's going to get reps this coming week when we have 5 games on the docket?
Yeah, he'll get reps. Looked solid against Nichols and then blew the save against Kent State. I just think that this weekend there really wasn't a scenario where it made a lot of sense, because Friday game gets out of hand. Brandon Arvidsson, not his best stuff, and then, they choose to throw freshmen because the game's just Tennessee wasn't going to win. Saturday, Tennessee had a plan to use Appenzeller right. They choose to go to Frederick first and then Appenzeller, who you're not going to pull after what he was able to do in the 8th. So they ride him to the save. And then Sunday, it's like, okay, Bo Rudy probably throws today. But again, Braden Krenzel gets out of the 7th. He comes back out in the 8th and cruises the final 2 innings, gets a 3-inning save. There wasn't really a sensible time for Rudy to enter the game there. He was tossing in the bullpen Sunday, because I think if Krenzel would have allowed maybe even one base runner in the 9th, Rudy would have come out. So I don't think it's a cause for concern. It just didn't really work out. And maybe Tennessee trusts some other bullpen arms over him right now, which is probably a good thing, because that means those guys are performing well. He's still going to be, an important part to this pitching staff, and someone that throws on weekends. It's just, some guys are on the outside looking in if others do well, and I think that was the case this weekend. But I would expect to see Rudy on the mound as early as tomorrow against ETSU in some role.
Talking with Jack Foster of RockyTopInsider.com. He was in Dallas covering the games for RTI this past weekend. And Jack, one of the other issues with Tennessee baseball right now, and actually, it's not fair to say right now because this was an issue last year as well, but just, sloppy play, errors. How locked in do you believe the staff is to Henry Ford at third? Is that set in stone, or do you think that you could see some rotation once Blake Grimmer and Garrett Wright get back?
we could see some rotation if Henry Ford continues to struggle there. I think there's just too many options not to tinker if it becomes a massive liability. But I don't think we're at the point yet where you can say it is a massive liability. Dean Curley at times last year was a massive liability defensively. Billy Amick kind of got there in some stretches. But while Ford has made a couple of bad plays, sure, and I'll be honest, it's a little unfortunate for him that his errors have been so costly in these low-scoring games. Like, you point to where it all went wrong for Tennessee in these games and where they allowed winning runs. It was off of Ford errors, but he doesn't have any help with the rest of the offense, and him included, of making up for it. It's like once one bad mistake happens, that sinks Tennessee because they can't hit right now. So I will give him a little slack there, but as I was saying, I don't think it's been bad enough to cause any change yet. And Josh Elander is going to stick with Henry Ford until it is just, overwhelmingly evident that a change needs to be made, in my opinion. He's backed him up so far. And aside from the bad plays, Henry Ford has also made some solid ones. I mentioned it at the beginning of the hit that he bounced back nicely defensively in Saturday and Sunday's games. And I thought even before his Game 2 error against Kent State in Tennessee's first 5 games of the year, he played really good defensive third base. And this is his first year playing the position. So there's going to be a little bit of growing pain.
This guy was somebody I was a big fan of last season. I was always wanting to see him get more time on the field, but the lineup was so loaded, it just didn't happen. But he was always productive when he was out there. It's Chris Newstrom.
Newey.
Yeah, it feels like Newey started out a little slow, but I felt like, the batting average notwithstanding, I just felt like he was a presence for those guys this weekend. And what's your take in terms of, you feel like Elander's happy with him? Because I'd love to see him in the lineup on the regular basis.
Yeah, I don't see how you cannot be happy with Chris Newstrom after what he just did in Arlington. This is a guy that the coaching staff has been high on his 2 years in Knoxville, and it was a slow start, and he showed you why he's worthy of that playing time this weekend. And Tennessee needs it. If he hits like that, of course he'll move up in the lineup, but even if he's able to hit high 200s, that's going to be much better than the rest of Tennessee's hitters towards the bottom of the lineup. They're going to need a guy like Chris Newstrom to really rise up. If Manny Marin and Ariel Antigua, Stone Lawless, you don't get a ton of consistency out of those other guys towards the bottom. And as long as Chris Newstrom's hitting somewhat decently, his versatility defensively is incredible for this team. He can play any position, corner, outfield, second, first, third. I mean, shortstop and center, I think, are the 2 positions you wouldn't play him at, but he can do pretty much anything else. So to have that defensive versatility is a weapon for the Vols as well. And I think you'll see a lot of more shifting around position-wise this year, maybe in some years past, given the fact that a lot of guys are like that for Tennessee. But, yeah, to me, bullpen pitching in days 2 and 3 and Chris Newstrom's performance at the plate were the biggest positive takeaways from the Arlington, series.
Feels like if he can lock down second, it feels like that makes your lineup so much more dangerous because, it's pretty obvious they view Manny Marin as shortstop 1, and Ford, as you talked about, is pretty locked in at third. So it's pretty much Antigua and Newstrom and Finley Bates at second. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Jack, but I feel like Newstrom has the highest upside of all those guys in terms of offense.
100%. I totally agree. I said a couple of weeks ago on our Rocky Top Insider Diamond Pass podcast that I thought it would come down to Chris Newstrom versus Ariel Antigua for that middle infield spot and who's going to take the reins. I feel like you have to give the nod to Newstrom right now. And even if, like I said, Newstrom's versatility gives you the option to where, say, Tyler Myatt enters a slump for a couple of weeks and you want to take him out of the lineup, for a couple of games. You can move Newstrom to left and put Blaine Brown at DH and play Ariel at second. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, given Newstrom's ability to play multiple spots. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Newstrom at second, more times than not, is going to be the reality for this team.
And I think it goes without saying now, but during the offseason, I felt like there was some back and forth on what about Jay Abernathy? Where was he going to play? But, I mean, he's played nothing but center field this season, correct?
Yes, he has only played at center. Yep.
So that's his. That's nice to see. I'm a big Jay Abernathy fan, too.
Yeah, I think, he's not going to wow you with his hitting numbers, but he gives Tennessee the ability to play small ball, which it has not done in Tony era much at all. It has a little bit so far this year, specifically with Jay. He can work good at bats, get on base via walk or hit by pitch. Once he gets on, he can steal. And, he's also, I think, the best bunter on the team. Not that there's been a lot of examples of this new Tennessee lineup, bunting so far this season. But if I had to pick, I'd pick him as the best bunter. So he gives you a lot of, different ways to score, too, early in the order.
I'm kind of digging the small ball approach on some of this stuff. It's a little bit of a variation. We knew it was going to come this season more than it has in seasons past. Just as long as they don't start all the dugout shenanigans like Kentucky does, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack, last thing for me, Levi Clark, obviously another key to this team, a guy that Elander obviously has a lot of confidence in, not going to take him out even though he's slumping to begin the season. Did have a couple of doubles, sack fly over the weekend. We feel like he's breaking out of that slump this weekend? And then he catches yesterday, and that's a interesting little moving piece to this puzzle that is the Tennessee lineup. What are your thoughts on where he fits in?
Yeah, I think he turned a corner at the plate this weekend. Saw the ball much better clearly. You mentioned the sac fly. What a huge insurance run that was late against Arizona State. Scorched a double down the left field line on Sunday. And he's also been pretty unlucky, Russell. Like 404-foot fly out on Sunday against Virginia Tech to dead center. That's a homer in every college ballpark. And I just, you just watch every at-bat. You can tell he's not striking out as much. The contact he's making, even if it is outs, it's better. He had a line out on Friday, I believe. So I think he turned a corner. And then you mentioned him catching. That is something Tennessee likes about him, of course, his ability to do that. And ultimately, I don't think we'll see a lot of it once Garrett Wright comes back, because I think Garrett Wright would be the day 3 catcher if Stone gets a day off more so than Levi. But I will say, I don't have the numbers right now off the top of my head to back it up, but Levi has hit the ball well when he's been playing catcher. I think he's done it 3 games this season. The Nichols series finale, Sunday against Tech, and midweek, one of them. And all 3 games, I remember him being productive offensively. So maybe there's something there to where he hits the ball a little bit better if he's playing catcher. But I have no real worries with Levi Clark at this point. Yes, it's been a disappointing start to the season, but the talent's there, and Josh Elander has a ton of confidence in him. So it'll come around, and I think it started to in the last couple of games.
Buddy, you got a busy week coming up, man, and it's got to make you smile. I'm looking at the weather forecast. It's going to be spectacular most of the week.
Yeah, it's nice. Very thankful for that. And, we got the enclosed press box this year, so I'm not just constantly checking the weather app this year, but, what a luxury to have some good weather. Get the windows open up there in the box. It'll be nice.
Hey, Jack, what were your impressions of Globe Life Field? I had a chance to take in a few games there a couple of years ago, and I really like it. If you've ever been to Dallas-Fort Worth in July, you can understand why they would want a roof over their ballpark.
Yeah, so I've heard, right? Just legs burning and just awful sun that was beaming in the old Ranger Stadium. It's nice. It's difficult. I've covered 6 games there now, dating back to 24. The attendance isn't good for these college games, so it kind of feels like an empty warehouse at times. But the what they have there, the newness, just everything about it, the resources, it's all just tip top. It's very, very nice and a great location there in Arlington. So I like it. It would be cool to see it, full capacity, but yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get that for a college game. I do wonder if you could utilize some of these minor league ballparks for some of these tournaments, like we've all seen the Charlotte Park, right, where they have the ACC tournament with the buildings in the background. Like that would be really cool to host one of these things, because you can get 10,000 people at these games in these MLB stadiums at Houston and Dallas, and it looks like nobody's there. But if you put that crowd in a good AAA ballpark in a decent sized city, Memphis has one, there are a bunch of them out there. That might be a better way to go about it.
Yeah, it's a good call. I think that's true because, like you said, it's just there's nobody in the upper decks at all. Like, it's all lower bowl, and even that's half capacity. I will say the Texas A&M games are, of course, much better in terms of turnout. It had a little bit of a more lively aspect, but still, the minor league ballpark is probably a better idea.
Yeah, I saw a game there a week or so ago. Arkansas played TCU there. Of course, a lot of Arkansas fans, they'll travel, and then TCU is 15 minutes away. So they had a good 30,000 people in there. So, but they don't ask me about these things, Jack. I'm beginning to think they never will.
Yeah, they need you on the board.
I'm here. I'm ready to lend my expertise. All right, Jack, we appreciate you, my man. He's Jack Foster with RockyTopInsider.com. Great job covering the games this week, Jack. We'll talk again soon.
I appreciate it, Russell. See you guys.
Thank you, Jack.
Jack Foster, one more time on the program. And we want to support baseball Vols, get some fannies in our seats. And along those lines, got a pair of tickets to the game tomorrow against ETSU. Caller number 10 right now can go see Tennessee take on ETSU at 4 p.m. first pitch. Blaine Brown taking the bump for the Big Orange. Caller number 10, 865-966-3435. Your phone number, 966-3435. If you want to jump in here and go to Tennessee baseball, give us a holler. These tickets courtesy of our friends at Crown Cleaners, providing imperial dry cleaning service to all of Big Orange Country since the 1960s, a tradition of excellence at Crown Cleaners. We pause for the cause. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Back here on the Drive, Fan Run Radio. Jack Foster, RTI Bear, what did you learn?
We've still got we've got a really good team. My overall takeaway from that is I've calmed down some about the baseball team and what our prospects are for this year. I want to see what it looks like. These bats, weather warms up over there, Russell. The wind starts blowing out. These bats will come to life. We've got a solid pitching squad.
I think we're on the same page. By the way, congratulations to Brad Paul. Won the tickets from Crowd Cleaners. He'll be going to see ETSU and Tennessee play tomorrow over at Lindsey Nelson.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah, I think
I'm with Jack as far
as
as I just want to see some fire, some heart, some leadership out of this team, because I mean I think that was the hallmark of the Vitello era. It's like, yeah, we had great players, but we had an aura about us as well, where it's like we walked in that stadium and damn it, we're here to kick your ass. We're not asking for permission. We're taking it. And if you don't like it, that's too bad.
Yeah.
And, Elander seems to me he's a little bit more even-keeled than Tony. That's not
he's not as fiery or anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think when you look at all these other elite programs, like their coaches are kind of hard asses and their players are like really excitable. College baseball swagger hits different,
Yeah, 100%.
It's its own unique thing.
And that's a lot of what separates the really great teams.
And we got like Landon Mack has that, but like Jack, he plays once a week. So can any of our position players bring that to the table? I don't know. I think Abernathy might have a little bit of that to him, but he's still so young and raw and finding his way. But I think he can be that guy in time.
Well, I mean, we went too far with it, and it cost us what I think was probably another
fine line
championship. And then we found the perfect mix of it with SEMO and that crew. So hopefully Elander can, push the right buttons and everything and can get him going. You still how do you feel still about him being at third base?
Ford?
No. Elander.
Oh, Elander, like coaching third? I don't know, man. I feel like I'm sure he's forgot more about baseball than I'll ever know. But I know other coaches do it, most notably Tim Corbin. But I just feel like, man, modern baseball, there's so much data you have to go through. Okay, who are they bringing in to pitch? Who do we have on our bench? How does this guy hit righties? How does he fit? Oh, this guy's a sinker baller. Okay, well, maybe this guy hits that. Like, you got to be able – you've got reams of data. You've got binders out there. You've got the iPads and everything. All that stuff you've got to be able to go through thinking 2, 3, 4 batters ahead, next inning ahead, all that stuff. And I just wonder, like, how dialed in he can't be looking at binders or iPads over there at third base.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you need to be over there in the dugout in command, because you're just seeing this narrow picture over here at third base because you're, I don't know.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know if I'm just picking at him and it's something silly but I'm telling you, man, if things go south, that'll be the first thing I'll go ahead and tell you. I'm going to attack him.
Well, I mean, it's showing up on the live chat too. String 7952 says his words. The Vols play like their dullard coach standing at third with the dunce hat. I mean, that's a little extreme.
That's a lot extreme.
Yeah, it's like
who said that?
Whoever String is.
Come on, String.
7952.
Come on, String. Pull it together, man.
I agree with what you guys are saying. I actually think I would prefer to see him in the dugout, but I don't think that like they're an abject failure because of him standing at third base.
It's not unheard of. I know our guy Lance Reimel, who I'm not sure if he's still managing the Smokies, like he coached third base as well. So I mean, you see it in professional ball, you see it in college ball more, but I think we all got used to Tony doing things Tony's way. And it's all taken us a little time to get used to doing things another
I'm not
way.
used to it. I'll go ahead and admit it.
GBO Kyle Beach says he believes that's why he brought in Chuck Girolamo in from Florida, so he could stay on third base.
I mean, I get.
Why not put Chuck Girolamo over there on third base?
Yeah.
Might be his comfort zone, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but you just, I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but Russ broke the ice on it last week. You've had some questionable calls over there at third base, Coach, over the years. We've not exactly been known for sound decisions.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like it's a coordinator being promoted to a head coach who doesn't want to give up play calling.
That's what I said last week.
It.
The debate about whether or not Elander should be in the dugout is going to be to baseball whether or not Josh Heupel should give up play calling.
Yeah.
He should. As to football. He should, it says Bear. I disagree 100%.
I think it's just the same thing. Like it's not. I wouldn't say it's a trust thing, but he's comfortable being the one to make the decisions at third base, which it's one of the most important positions on the field as a coach to be able to know when to send and when to keep a guy.
That's all I'm saying. I'll go ahead and say it. I've never been that impressed with the job he did. I love him. Glad he's our head coach. He does fantastic in almost every other area. But you're going to stay over there. That's my only beef with this guy is he's not the greatest third base coach in the world. He's made some horrendous decisions.
I'm working to get him on the show on Thursday. Would you be willing to have
Hell
that?
No. That dude's yoked out.
I mean, I'll do it for you and say you said it.
No, you don't have to do that. Russell will do that. I would like for him to be in the dugout. I'm a traditionalist. Get the dugout, Skip.
All right.
I mean, I want him. I don't want baseball to take a step back. I want him to be as successful as the last guy was. I want this guy to win a World Series.
Let's get Braxton in here next. Good afternoon, Braxton. You're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I kind of did double duty today. I called the Firebomb show before this, so yeah.
Wow, you're making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying. I actually just found out about you guys last week, and I'm a Tennessee fan, so
How did you find us, if I can ask?
YouTube. I just kind of
cool.
Yeah.
YouTube's the way it's at. That's where it's at now, Bob. Everything's going to YouTube.
Yeah, it is. So, on this Tony Vitello talk, in this situation of Josh Elander. So, for me, I think Josh Elander, I think he was a good hire. But the thing about Josh Elander is he's got to take more control of the team. I feel like he's letting too much go, if you get what I mean. I think he's kind of embracing, to me, more. He's trying to be a third base coach more than he is a manager. He's standing out there at third base. I feel like he's not hyping up the team enough. I mean, you saw Vitello. He was in the dugout.
Yeah.
He was getting the guys hyped in there. He got them excited to play. I don't see Elander doing that.
Well, this gets into, Bob, the whole you got to be yourself conversation, right? But you also have to grow. You're not the third base coach anymore. You are the head coach. And so how do you walk that line between, hey, the energy of our program, our aura was such a big part of our success, and I've got to be able to keep that alive, that spirit alive, but I've also got to be authentic.
Yeah.
these guys know me. I've recruited them all. Like, if I start acting a different way, they're going to see through that.
Yeah. And the thing is about that, I mean, you got a complete opposite type of guy. I mean, Vitello, of course, as we know, I mean, he had a lot of passion in what he did. And I met him personally before. He's a great guy, Vitello. And the thing about Vitello that's also different is Vitello isn't afraid. I mean, if there was a bad call made, he'd get out there, he'd say something. Elander, to me, he's kind of I don't know him personally, so I can't say anything. But when I watch Vols games, I don't see him moving I don't see him communicating as well as he should be as a manager, if you get what I mean. I just think that this is going to be a kind of a step down year for us. Obviously, transition year, we're not going to be as good as we were last year or the year before. Even there's lowered expectations, and you can really feel it. And that's the same thing, I think, that's the same thing for any school when this happens. I mean, Tennessee this year, we're going to be lucky, in my opinion, to get out of the regionals. To get to a super regional would be great for us this year. I mean, if we could get to a super regional, I'd count that as a win.
Braxton, thanks, man. We got to jump out of here for our top of the hour break. Eventually, he's right. Eventually, Josh Elander is going to be confronted with a do I get thrown out of this game or not decision.
Yeah.
And we'll see how much fire in the belly he does have. He's about a dozen games into his career. Yeah. Not surprised that he hasn't got tossed quite yet. Yeah. Stay with us. Hour number 3 of The Drive coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
Hey, Knoxville. Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Citizens National Bank. Experience the thrill of traveling with C&B's exclusive travel program. Customers age 50 and above with a Plus Perks checking account can participate, ensuring a safe and delightful travel adventure. Take a day trip or an overnight trip. Travel domestic or international. C&B is always on the go. Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good. Member FDIC.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134 for directions and to look at the rest of the menu. Visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Monday, 5:01 here on Fan Run Radio. Thanks for tuning in to The Drive. I'm Russell Smith. Got Baskerville with me. He's getting ready for Bob's basketball breakdown coming up here later this hour.
One of the best things we do all week.
Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you, Walker.
Of course.
There never compliments me.
It's all right.
Nah.
I'll literally compliment you every day, Bob.
You're a good guy. Love you guys.
Love you too.
We love you too, Bob.
Feel the love. Walker, what you got?
At number 1, Nate Ament did not practice today for Tennessee basketball.
DNP.
As the Vols prepare to face South Carolina tomorrow night, Associate Head Coach Justin Gainey said. The superstar freshman suffered a right leg injury in the Alabama loss on Saturday. Quote, "We didn't have a lot of information, just kind of general info," Gainey said. Today, hopefully, we get updated on that and where things are with the injury.
Russ, what would you give up to make Nate whole?
I give up desserts for Lent. I don't know. What would you give up?
I don't know. That's what I was sitting here trying to figure out.
Would you shave your head? Oh, never mind. Would you?
That's low-hanging fruit.
I'd shave mine.
Shave your head?
Yeah. If it meant Nate or 100%.
Ever shaved your head?
No.
Like people with large heads like you've got normally.
Oh, I would
that
look
normal.
ridiculous. I would look just absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But I'd do it.
Would you wear a hat on until it grew back out on camera?
I mean, I for the show, I'd probably show it off and have a goof, but just like going to the grocery store out to eat or something, yeah, I'm hatting up.
Got to.
I'm not sure I'd give anything up
Really?
for Nate.
Selfish, Bob Baskerville.
Now, if you said we could get a second year of Nate, then I'd give some
How
stuff.
about
That
this?
changes the
Would-
calculus.
Would you give up the use of your phone for the rest of the week?
Oh, yeah, I'd do that.
I mean, that'd be tough.
Sure, would be, but I'd do that.
For business.
He'd just have to carry his iPad everywhere he went.
It's true.
He's got an Apple
Oh,
Watch.
No electronic communications for the rest of the week. Actually, it would be kind of refreshing, wouldn't it?
It'd be like going back to 94, wouldn't it, Bob?
Somebody's like, Bob, I'm just trying to get a hold of you. I'm sorry, man. I did it for Nate.
Means I can't talk to my wife.
Sounds like it's a bad thing, Bob.
You assume it's a bad thing.
Just
Kind of trailed off there, buddy.
Just say
What do
the
you mean
fact.
by that?
No, just
That kind of.
Probably a good time for you to
All right, yeah, Bob.
move along.
Bob, I'll save
Walker,
you
less
from
Bob
yourself.
sleep on the couch
At
tonight.
number 2, Tennessee baseball moved up one spot to number 19 in the D1 baseball poll after going 2-1 in Arlington last weekend, with wins over Arizona State and Virginia Tech and a loss to number 1 UCLA. Up next, the Vols play ETSU tomorrow at 4 p.m.
So UCLA, they remind, going back to, we had Ben McKee on in the first hour. If you weren't listening, check it out in the podcast. But when he was comparing that UCLA reminded him of some teams we used to know.
Yeah.
They just totally. I didn't get to watch it at all. Were they just total gorilla ball?
Just belting it, man.
Yeah.
Out of that stadium,
they were tough. And that Gasparino guy hits like 6th for the
eighth.
He's in the down the bottom part of the order.
Sounds like our 22
and what's
team.
crazy, because I think Texas is pretty loaded this year. He's a Texas transfer. I mean, that's where because I was like, man, that name's familiar, and then I found out
we played that Derek Schaefer guy who pitched for us is pitching for Arizona State now.
Yeah.
Now, where
really
they
good.
don't have enough money, and because you lived out there, and the economics of it, Bob, for football at UCLA. Now, baseball's a different story. Like, I think you get a lot of kids.
That's
I
a weird
think they've got a really good advantage in baseball.
They did hire Bob Chesney for football, and they're hoping that he is Cignetti 2.0.
There's so much talent out in that state.
Yeah, if they got
every sport,
it does feel like with UCLA, if they just hit on one good 10-win season, that all of a sudden, they'd find a couple of people to fund that program, and they'd be right back. But that's easier said than done, as we know well enough here.
At number 3, USC announced small forward Chad Baker-Mazara is no longer a member of the Trojans men's basketball team in a release yesterday afternoon. Baker-Mazara transferred from Auburn this past offseason. He played as recently as Saturday's loss to Nebraska and scored 14 points of action, but he refused to return to the floor after a hard foul early in the second half and did not come back.
He didn't return to the bench. He sat with some fans.
He sat with didn't he sit with Rodney Rice?
Maybe that was it.
I think that's who it was.
But it wasn't with the team.
He refused to return.
He did not come back in the game.
He was still in his uniform,
sitting with Rodney Rice.
It was just weird, man. I
see that.
Never liked the dude. Never liked him when he was at Auburn.
I liked his early stuff.
Really?
I don't know. He's 27 years old, dude. Get a job. It's time, son. It's time. Like, he can't even be on his parents' health insurance anymore. It's time, bro.
I mean, it's like I texted you. The first thing that struck me was that he was in his freshman year in college, and Nate Ament was in 4th grade.
Well, yeah, it's I did see that Message Board Geniuses account posted there's a Kentucky fan on Rupp's Rafters saying that Kentucky should just go ahead and pick him up for the rest of the season.
Be pretty funny.
Oh, I mean, everybody's gone crazy at this point.
Why not? We got a spot. If Nate can't play, let's get CBM.
He'd last maybe 45 seconds with Rick. I mean, Rick Barnes wouldn't even talk to him.
Yeah,
he's too much of a lunkhead.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't deal with that.
Dumbass.
At number 4, Texas has hired former Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops as a special assistant to Steve Sarkisian. Stoops joins the Longhorns after being fired from the Wildcats at the end of a 13-year run in Lexington.
I'm sorry. What about Stoops?
He's going to Texas to join
Quality
Sark's staff.
control.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah, they didn't say. It just said special assistant to Steve Sarkisian. But he was.
That's a big pickup. Like, I wouldn't mind having Mark Stoops on our staff as a behind the scenes, like, scout, defensive quality control. Like,
there's no, yeah.
I know Heupel wouldn't do it because of the Stoops thing and everything, but like for Texas, that's a kind of a shrewd, sneaky move by Sark.
It's a good pickup.
Yeah.
He
made their staff better.
Yep. He was a defensive backs coach and a defensive coordinator before he became the head coach of Kentucky.
He's going to work with Boom Boom over there.
Yeah, they're collecting a laundry list of coaches on that defensive side. Him and Will Muschamp. A couple of names on that. A couple of old names on that.
Crazy
staff.
Guys.
Oh yeah.
That guy's a wood.
Yep. And at number 5, the Atlanta Hawks have a bit of an unusual promotion planned for March 16th. They're paying tribute to Magic City, the city's famed adult entertainment club. To celebrate the, quote, iconic cultural institution, the Hawks are planning a night filled with food, including the club's famous lemon pepper wings, along with music and exclusive merchandise. Magic City will be serving 2 versions of lemon pepper wings, including the ones named after Hawks guard Lou Williams.
Would you guys ever eat at a strip club?
I've had those wings before.
Where?
At Magic City.
You went to Magic City.
Yeah.
When?
I mean, it's been, God, 15, 16 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a gentleman's club where they've got the food.
Did you eat?
Yeah. What, are you kidding? It's free.
I don't know, man. Like,
it's pretty damn good wings, dude.
Exposed genitalia in the vicinity of my food is just, I don't know. It doesn't seem right.
Well, they're not dancing on the buffet line.
Yeah, but the air wafts around.
The air wafts
The
around?
air wafts around. It carries things. You've heard of the whole, like, the
Would
hand
you drink at a
blowers?
strip club? Oh, I don't know. You don't go there with the hand blower.
What's the difference, man? I mean, it's out in the open.
Those
Women are dancing around. Do I have to say it out loud, Bob? Their buttholes are hanging out. That air wafting around. It's carrying germs around, booty germs, and you're sitting there eating some chicken wings with your hands, with your fingers. Are you kidding me? No, man, that's disgusting. That's gross. And I'm not being prudish or nothing. Like, we've all been in a gentleman's club. Oh, you haven't. The 5% of you. Congratulations. You're so pious. Holier than thou.
That just tells me you never got invited to any bachelor party ever. You
Yeah,
have a lot of friends.
Well,
that's what that tells me.
Did you see the guy from who was the 7-footer who played at Vandy?
Yeah, Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett.
Yeah.
Wrote an open letter to the Hawks.
Yep.
Saying that he wishes, this is sending a bad message. It's disrespectful to women, and they should cancel this promotion.
Magic City's an institution in Atlanta.
Isn't that where Andrew Jones and no, that was the Gold Club.
There's a Gold Club, then there's the Pink Pony, and then Magic City.
I don't. You sound very familiar
Yes.
with all the Atlanta.
I know
strip
a lot
clubs.
of Atlanta bachelor parties.
All right, Walker.
That's it.
Thank you. That is the top 5 at 5. Brought to you by our friends at Knoxville Smiles. It's been a minute since you've been to the dentist. What are you doing, man? Don't neglect your dental health. Do what I do. Call Knoxville Smiles. Schedule your appointment today, 865-539-1776. You can sign up online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. Russell, Bob, and Bear back with you. Walker Smith hanging out for the ride here this afternoon. Speaking of Andrew Jones, I was just seeing this tweet by Mark Bowman, who covers the Braves and Major League Baseball on the whole. Somebody had posted a picture of Jair Jurgens playing for. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the name, don't you? Mark Bowman tweeted, Jurgens is the pitching coach for the Netherlands World Baseball Classic team. Andrew Jones is the manager for the Netherlands. Their team also includes Ozzy Albies, Jurickson Profar, and Chadwick Trump.
Chadwick Trump.
He's a backup catcher for the Braves.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
So Andrew Jones has got a bunch of ringers that aren't.
I don't know.
Dutch.
Is that like a colonial thing? Well, Andrew Jones is from Curacao, famously, and so is Ozzy Albies.
Oh yeah, then I would say they're probably a Dutch protectorate.
And then Profar, I think Trump is American. I don't know. Maybe I have to look up, but Profar is like Dominican or something. So I think the Dutch have all sorts of colonies or loosely affiliated island nations and stuff. They're still into that. Shout out to them. Still got their colonies. Good for the Dutch.
The Dutch West Indies.
It's working out in baseball for them.
Yeah.
They also
I don't
have
really have a problem with the Dutch because they're pretty close to our orange.
That's what you measure like friendliness by?
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier. I mean, when I was a kid, I kind of instinctively would root for the Buccaneers. They just sucked.
My wife's father's family is of Dutch ancestry. My father-in-law came over on the boat when he was 8.
He had wooden shoes?
Wow.
He did not. But there's talk of us going to, well, they want to go. He wants to take my wife and my kids to Amsterdam, to Holland, to see their roots and everything. I'm like, I want to go.
That'd be so
Were you not invited?
I don't think so.
That's horrible.
Really?
Right?
They didn't
I
invite
thought you guys were you and him were kind of close.
Well,
what
we
you told
are,
me
but
over the
I mean,
years.
he might be thinking like I don't have the blood. It might be a blood thing, you know?
You can't.
That's horrible.
I'll just go ahead and tell
My
you.
wife and kids have the blood.
Yeah, but there's no
They
way.
got Dutch blood.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you're
got
in the
Dutch
family.
blood.
You're in the family now.
I think so.
I mean, it's going to be like a 10-day trip. Your office hours would be extended for probably a good 10 days.
I want to
buddy.
go to the red light district with my kids. I want to see Ajax play, Walker.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
It's a pretty
PSV.
I think there's still the flight path. You can go Detroit up to Amsterdam.
Really? Direct from Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit's still international.
Yep.
I've never flown over an ocean like that.
Mm.
Actually, yeah, I have. I went to Hawaii.
He flew over a
Remember
bigger
that?
ocean.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You got to be careful in Amsterdam.
It's a different kind of
We never hear
experience.
from you again. Wrestling in
Hey.
one of those shooting galleries, hopped up on heroin.
20 years ago, yeah, I might have made a stop by a cafe, experimented a little bit. 45-year-old Russ, no, man, no. I
ain't gonna hit a hash bar
I ain't
up?
looking to pass out face down on some like wooden picnic table for 5 hours after I took a hit of the stuff that killed Elvis.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
You been to Amsterdam, Bob?
Yeah.
Did you hit the hash bars?
Did you partake?
In all truth, I've been there, but all I've done is connect there.
I'm not a grass expert.
Airport's pretty slick.
Antwerp?
Nope.
I wish I had the chance to go there when I was over there. It was a place I wanted to, just couldn't make it work.
I always wanted to say I went to, or I was, going to Antwerp. That'd be a cool place.
Have you heard people speak Dutch? It's a weird language.
It's a weird
It's
language.
really
Guttural?
strange.
It's a harsh language.
My wife's grandparents could speak it. Yeah, it's
Rum-
guttural.
is it like that
It's-
Amish, like Rumspringa?
It's very guttural, Walker. That's a good
Yeah.
way of putting it.
It's
Like,
like
if
harsh, hard consonants, that type of stuff.
she could sing like this Dutch nursery rhyme or something. It was just
Give us a little piece. You got anything?
no. It's like it's unrepeatable. Like you don't even know. Like it would sound like just pure gibberish to you.
It's crazy.
Like, you hear somebody speak French or German or Spanish.
You can kind of
Yeah,
make
German
it out a
would be
little
kinda
bit.
You're like,
harsh.
I don't understand what you're saying, but there's a flow and a rhythm here. I understand that you're communicating. Like, you hear somebody, even Russian is like that. It's got a lot in common with Arabic. Arabic is just a lot, like
Or Hebrew or
weird sounds
Something
like that.
like that.
Yeah.
There's no more helpless feeling than when you're in you're sitting at a table with a bunch of random people and they all know the language and you don't. It's just a completely helpless
Here's the
feeling.
crazy thing about the times that we live in. If you've got a set of AirPods in your ears, they've got an app where you turn it on and it will, in real time, translate what everybody's saying.
That'd be just information overload.
Go ahead.
Jair Jurgens speaks English, Spanish, Dutch, and Papiamento,
The hell is
Oh,
that?
yeah, that.
a Portuguese-based Creole language spoken in the Dutch Caribbean.
Oh.
I was going to ask, where do we think what's the connotation, when you talk about like going half-seas on a dinner or something, you go Dutch.
Yeah, where does that come from?
I don't know.
The etymology of
Yeah.
that phrase? I don't know.
I do
Let's
not
go
know.
Dutch. Everybody pays for themselves. Hey, Dutch, fantastic people, I've always said.
Yeah.
Sincerely.
Who's your favorite Dutchman?
What was her name? She was a speed skater this year.
Johan Cruyff,
One of the best. One of the best. I mean,
Jair Jurgens.
better manager or better player? Cruyff.
Yeah, he's both, wasn't he?
He was incredible at both.
Memphis Depay.
Yep, he's really good. Cody Gakpo,
Virgil van Dijk.
really great player.
The other thing is weird. So they got all the different names too. It's like it's the Netherlands. It's also Holland,
right?
But they're Dutch.
Yeah. And then I get him confused with the Danes from time to time.
Yes. Come on, man. Pick
Similar
one.
area of the
Pick a
world.
name.
It's because of orange Danish rolls, and then you got the orange, and then the Dutch, and
It should all be Holland, and you should be Hollish.
Hollish.
Yeah. Or Hollandish, and you should speak Hollandish.
What if you were just Netherlandians?
That's too much. I like Dutch. Dutch is just.
I like
simple.
it too. It's just there's a lot going on.
So you're
there.
not going to get to go see the windmills, the dikes.
I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to talk my way into the trip. That's what I was like.
If you said anything to your wife,
yes,
I'd be like, look, why don't I get? You don't have to tiptoe around with her. You'd be like, look, I want to go on the trip.
That's not my style. I don't like being needy.
Hey, J.R. Lowe on the live chat wanted to
You
clarify.
want me to talk to her for you?
You want to be my travel agent?
Like, look, Mrs. S. Russ really wants to go on this trip.
Maybe she's listening.
J.R. Lowe was asking for clarification, and he is correct in saying this. He goes, is Antwerp not in Belgium?
It is.
It is. It is. It's one of the diamond
capital of the world,
Yeah,
yes.
Beautiful country, Belgium.
The Shane Company.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. They were a big diamond broker.
Who's your favorite Belgian soccer player, Walker? See how many Belgians he can name.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Ooh, De Bruyne is a good one.
Yuri Tielemans.
You're just making
Eden
this up.
Hazard.
Hazard, that's my guy.
Yeah, that is your guy.
Lukaku.
Oh, Romelu Lukaku. Really great player.
What?
Thibaut
Courtois.
Great.
Romelu Cortu?
Romelu Lukaku.
You said Lukaku.
No, I did not.
I don't think.
Yeah, you did.
I don't think. I'll have to go check the tapes.
I'm a big Romelu Lukaku guy.
He played for both of our teams.
Somebody said Lukaku.
He made the rounds.
He did. I think he's currently playing in Italy.
Yeah, this is riveting.
Probably time to take a quick break before Bob falls asleep. All right, when we continue, we'll talk to Rando. We'll also get Bob's basketball breakdown coming up next here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
Fall fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Check out Lenore City's newest place to hang out, watch sports, and drink the best craft beers in America. The Casual Pint Lenore City is now open on Highway 321. They've got over 30 beers on tap, with everything from lagers and pilsners to sours and IPAs, as well as stouts, porters, and brown ales. You can also create your own 6-pack from their singles cooler or pick up some packaged beer and a growler fill to go. And be sure to bring your appetite because they have a great menu featuring appetizers, brats, burgers, flatbreads, and wings. It's the Casual Pint Lenore City, now open on Highway 321 across from Gold's Gym in Lenore City. Swing by and check them out, and don't forget to tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Attention local businesses. Are you looking for a powerful way to reach your customers? Want to get your message heard by thousands right here in our community? Then it's time to advertise on Fan Run Radio. Radio advertising works. It's affordable, effective, and gets results fast. Whether you run a restaurant, a retail shop, or a service-based business, we'll help you craft the perfect message to bring in more customers. With listeners tuning in every day, your business will stay top of mind. And the best part is, it's easier than ever to get started right now. Don't wait. Boost your brand and grow your business today. Email me at russell@fanrunsportsgroup.com or just DM me on Facebook or Twitter to learn more.
Texter says, never take a hit of megacolon in Amsterdam. It won't end well.
Not wrong.
Another person says, how did you forget Robin Van Persie for the Netherlands?
I was thinking current.
The Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, Manchester United legend.
Arjen Robben. It's one of my favorites back in the day.
Goals I've ever
Big Dog of West Tennessee says the Belgian soccer segment was worse than the Olympic update segment.
There was nothing wrong with the Olympic update segment. Russ is a hater.
I mean, look,
Big Dog in West Tennessee said that. It's not me.
He's a hater as well.
Everyone has the right to be wrong. He's just expressing his right.
Let's get some random guy in here next. Rando, you're on the drive. Fan Run Radio.
The poor guy held on that long.
He's done. He got.
Rando, give us a call back. We'll get you in here. 865-966-3435.
If you think I wasn't going to utilize the talent, the absolute just legendary Olympic covering talent that I have sitting next to me on my right side, you're out of your damn mind, Smith.
Who thought that? Like, I promise you, I have no thoughts about what you're going to do or not do. I've spent zero time thinking about that. It occupies no space in my mind. Zero.
As Don Draper would say.
I promise you.
Famous line from Mad Men. I don't think about you at all.
I think about you. I just don't have any thoughts on your Olympics coverage other than I hope it goes away.
I wasn't going to let
Let's
this
try
talent go to waste.
Rando again. Rando, welcome back.
Hey,
Yo.
Russell, I am all for cultural expansion for you and, having a great vacation, but also given your history of near-death experience and brain damage on vacation.
Oh, no.
You might want to be careful in Amsterdam, buddy. That's all I'm going to say.
So here's another thing, because my in-laws who came from Amsterdam actually settled in your neck of the woods in Shreveport. Right. And my wife's grandfather he worked in like a pipe factory. Or no. Here's the story. So it's after they're Dutch Holocaust survivors. So they're moving to America in the late 40s, early 50s. And they're looking for a job, right, as part of the placement. And there's this pipe factory in Shreveport. And the grandfather said, well, I like pipes. He likes to smoke pipes. He thinks he's going to work at like a pipe smoking factory.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to America and finds out that, no, actually you're working in a pipe, like pipes for like metal pipes that take water and stuff. And he ended up working there for like 50 years.
It's a good career.
Sometimes a pipe is a pipe.
Yes, I believe Freud said that.
Yes. So two things, and one of them we can lead into. I'll segue for Bob, and our Tennessee basketball is breaking down. So I know you guys said you don't like the concept of a 2014 playoff. this is the only thing I will say in defense of it. And no, Josh going like, well, I did make the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Okay, going 8-4 and then getting beat in the first round is not going to save your job. The two positives that I heard for it are the first 2 rounds are all on campus. That's the proposal, which would honestly be great. We would get 16 total on campus playoff games. And you would get rid of some of these crappy bowl matchups because you'd actually have some teams in the playoffs that would otherwise be playing in bowl games where everybody would opt out. So I mean, more on-campus games in the playoffs, you know, you're going to get some better matchups and get rid of some crappy bowls. I mean, I would view that as a net positive. We're not really losing that much by going to 24. I don't think, but it's just my read. If it's going to go to 24, which, I mean, if we're coming out, we've got coaches in the SEC saying, I'm in support of 24.
Yeah.
This is Sankey floating the balloon that we're going to go. We're going to agree with the Big Ten.
It's starting at first like it was a pipe dream, and I was, encouraged by the fact that it was met with so much opposition by the fans, but it's still out there. And now I don't want to say it feels inevitable that we go to 24, but it's starting to feel likely.
Yeah, I think if SEC coaches are saying it publicly, like I said, this is not an accident. Sankey's telling some guys to float some balloons and let's get some public mindset. It's how we started hearing about a long time ago about like the pod thing that they were looking at with the football realignment. We didn't specifically get the pod system that they were outlining, but we kind of did get the pod system they were outlining. So for what that's worth, I would be in support of a 24. If it's getting rid of some crappy bowl games and it's moving 16 total playoff games to campus, I'm for that over what we currently have. On the basketball front, I know it's been discussed. Do we have any idea of the severity of Nate's ankle? Is it a sprain? I know it's a re-injury of what he did at Missouri based on what we've heard. Is that correct?
I believe it's a high ankle sprain is what we've
I
heard.
haven't heard that, but Barnes basically said that it was a knee and an ankle. He said it was the same ankle that he had tweaked at Mizzou earlier in the week, but that he also said, there's a knee issue. So it's kind of a double injury. Yeah, he's banged up. And I not a doctor like Bear, but I contend that there's something upper body going on too. Going back to the Vanderbilt game, remember the end of that when he's like obviously wincing and grimacing and holding his chest.
Yeah. Hey, maybe he had some bruised ribs or something, you think, maybe?
Something like that.
So one more thing on the men and then one thing on the women, then I'll get out of the way for Bob. With the men, are you guys at all concerned about the fact that at least 3 times in the last 5 or 6 games, Barnes has been completely outmaneuvered at the closing of the game, and he's had the wrong personnel on the court in critical moments?
The only thing I would say specifically about the Alabama game is wrong personnel for sure. Felix Okpara getting hurt and having to come out of the game was a killer.
Yes.
That was a killer. So I don't hold him culpable for that. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it, the Missouri game for sure. Just, I'm not even talking about late in the game. I felt like he was to blame for some of the kind of the stagnation offensively. Missouri threw that 1-3-1 zone at us, and it's like we didn't know what to do with it. And that's a problem, man. That's
Barnes' teams have never been able to crack a zone as far as I can remember. Bob, am I misremembering that?
No,
you want to shut us down, go zone.
No, that's true. I think they're more accustomed to seeing 2-3 zones, where then Nate still had room to move at the the top of the key. When they go 1-3-1, it's a little different for some reason, and it just felt like they were fish out of water there. They didn't know what to do, and that's when your coach needs to step in and draw up some game plan. And I just didn't feel like we saw a lot of that. So I would tend to agree with you, although again with the Alabama ending in particular.
Felix taking a finger to the eye kind of screwed things up.
I think that just kind of set things off, man. That was and Philon knew it. He was that guy's a killer. He was
Yeah,
the one.
I would have called in on VR and talked about all this, but I was at the fake UT. I was in Austin this weekend for a concert. Actually, we watched the game. If they get one in Tennessee, I'm telling you about this place right now. If you have not heard of it, it's a place called Pop Stroke, I think is what it's called. It is a joint endeavor between Tiger Woods and TaylorMade, and it is miniature golf, but it's like a 36-hole course, two courses, but they have it like landscape where it looks like a real golf course. It's incredibly cool. But it's mini golf. We were doing that in Austin during the game.
I've seen one in down in Florida.
Yeah, they're I'm telling you guys, they are freaking top notch. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like the next Top Golf kind of thing that like you see it and you're like, oh, that was cool. And then like 10 years from now, they're going to be everywhere. Really, really, really cool. But yeah, I was down there. I was kind of watching the game on my phone while we were playing mini golf, but then was out with friends, so I didn't call VR. Last thing, I know the answer is probably no. I'm not asking for Kim to get fired. I mean, Danny wouldn't listen to me anyway. That's not where I'm at. But if we win one more game and then lose the next two, we lose to Texas, we lose the first round of the NCAA tournament, provided that we get in. And I still think we'll get in because our net is like around 20th or 25th. I don't think they exclude us. I think we're still in. If we go out losing, say, 10 of 11, 10 of 12, whatever that number looks like to close the season, how much of the roster do we think turns over from possible returning players? And do we think that there's any kind of impact on the incoming class that she's looking at? She's got a very, very good class coming. I'll hang up and let you answer that, Bob, and transition into the breakdown. But yeah, I worry about what the roster is going to look like with the way that we're crashing and burning on this season to close. And I think it could have some negative impacts on the roster potentially into the off season. So you guys take care, and we'll holler at you soon.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Real quick, I would say I understand the concern. I love the freshman class she has right now. They got to make sure they protect them, the Paldos, and I love Jana Civil. I think she's fantastic.
Or Parade All-Americans or McDonald's All-Americans. They even have Parade All-Americans anymore?
I don't know. But then the new class coming in, I mean, she has a chance to really have something good next season. We'll see. I don't know.
She's got to make sure that whatever pieces she brings in from the portal are just culture fit, like industrious, hard workers, and not malcontents.
Right. And that one holdover is Alyssa Latham, who I think is like one of the adults in the room on that team. And she's coming back next year. So hopefully she could be kind of take the lead as the leader, because she's, I think, going to be a senior. So.
All right, here we go. It's time for Bob's Basketball Breakdown.
Basketball Jones! I got a basketball.
It's time for Bob's Basketball Breakdown with Bobby Hoops, Bobby Buckets, Round Ball Bob, Old Bobby Blacktop, Basket Bob, Round Ball Robert. Talk to me, Bobo.
Cody's got the pipes, man.
Talk to me.
I love that. I always appreciate it. Fellas, 2 weeks from right now, we'll probably be doing our show, but we'll probably be also in breaks and everything else filling out our brackets. March is here. As a matter of fact, one conference tournament begins postseason action tonight, 7 p.m. Shout out to the Horizon Conference. But the big boys still have 1 week of regular season play to go, so the jostling for position in the power conferences continues. But that said, it sure feels like the sport's upper crust is emerging and separating from the pack. Another big weekend of action is in the books, and we're here to recap it for you. So in the inimitable words of East Tennessee's premier DJ, let's go! Say what you want about the Big Ten, but...
I've got a T-shirt.
There you go. Say what you want about the Big Ten, but they sure know how to schedule games for TV. They had primetime front and center on Thursday night with Michigan State taking down Purdue at Mackey Arena. And then on Friday, number 3 Michigan lined up for a headline matchup with now number 11 Illinois in Champaign. And for 30 minutes, it was as good as advertised. But then Michigan kicked it into another gear and crushed the Illini by 14 points. Man, that Wolverine front line, Morez Johnson, Yaxel Lendeborg, Ade Mara, they combined for 54 points, 23 rebounds, 5 blocks. Michigan just showed America once again that they, along with Duke and Arizona, are simply at a different level as we start to cue up that one shining moment music for the big dance. Speaking of Duke, some thought that the top-ranked Blue Devils were going to get a tough test on Saturday when then number 11 Virginia came into Cameron Indoor Stadium. Silly rabbits. This one was close for about 5 game minutes, and then Duke held Virginia to 29% shooting and mauled the Cavs, 77-51. Cam Boozer, 18 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, yada, yada, yada. Duke's right where they usually are come March. Hate it.
They'll gag.
I don't know.
They'll gag. This Shire guy. What's he ever won?
I don't know. They've been to a Final Four just last year with him.
Like I said, Duke all the way. Congratulations, Davey.
And then there's number 2 Arizona, who blitzed number 14 Kansas in Tucson, 84-61. The game had some yo-yo vibes because Arizona jumped out to a big lead. Then KU closed it down to a 2-point deficit at the halfway mark of the second half. But then Arizona stepped on the gas again to leave the Jayhawks in the dust. Darren Peterson, you ask? Yeah, he played 31 minutes, scored 24 points, solid. But Kansas had no answers for Arizona's country strong front court, who dominated the glass 48-26. By the way, Arizona has one hell of a freshman guard. We talk about all these other guards, but Braden Burries, who scored 20 points, grabbed 12 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's 6'3", by the way.
Yep.
That might be, we talk about Rodney Rice.
Yeah.
The guy at Virginia or Louisville, Cam Carr. We recruited Burries hard. I think we finished runner-up to Arizona. I mean, imagine pairing him with Ament and Gillespie.
Yeah. Well, we got all hung up on Zona's other freshman earlier in the season, Koa Pete. He's good, but it's Burries who's now Arizona's leading scorer and is shooting up the NBA draft boards. By the way, Tobe Awaka continues his great fit in the desert, 8 points, 6 boards, and 20 minutes off the bench. Didn't get into foul trouble either.
Use him.
Yeah. A couple of other teams that feel like they could join those 3 wagons in the Final Four are new number 4 ranked UConn, and then the SEC's Florida Gators, now ranked number 5. UConn had a scare at home against a feisty Seton Hall team, but persevered, took down the Pirates 71-67. It's the same as it ever was with the Huskies. They're 27-3, and they have that mix of talent on the court where any one of 4 guys can kill you on any given night, something Tennessee does not have. They are perfectly situated for a run in March. As for Florida, they are now officially the team that no one wants to face as we enter March. God darn it. The number 5 Gators, took the belt off, and they wish that they whipped Arkansas's ass. 111-77. Florida shoots 56% from the field, which typically happens when you score nearly 60 points in the paint. The Gators also had 7 players in double figures. They made a good Arkansas team look absolutely mid, and don't look now. I think Florida appears to have enough to get back to the Final Four and maybe repeat as national champions.
They're scary good right now. They're just doing the same thing where they just bulldoze each SEC opponent they face.
And it was eating at John Calipari. Fun fact, this 34-point loss ties for Calipari's worst loss ever in his coaching career, and it was fun to watch him and Todd Golden going back and forth, screaming at each other. They both got teed up simultaneously at one point. Florida's feeling themselves. Back to the Big 12, a few games of note. Saw number 5 Houston destroy Colorado. They won by 40. Actually, Houston dropped in the rankings a little bit. They were number 5 going into the weekend. They're now number 7. And then previous number 4, Iowa State gets upset at home by number 16, Texas Tech, showing you that
still kicking.
Yeah, other teams are losing at home when you least expect it. And then BYU is no longer in the top 25. They get upset on the road at West Virginia. And let's pour one out for one of the great mid-major rivalries in all of college hoops as St. Mary's takes down Gonzaga, 70-59 in the last scheduled matchup for these two rivals.
Not being talked about enough.
Gonzaga departs the WCC for the new Pac-12 next season. That's a tough one. Gonzaga drops in the rankings, by the way, down to 13. Quickly in SEC action this weekend, Kentucky took Vanderbilt out of the double bye conversation, and frankly, they looked pretty good doing it. They took Vandy down 91-77. That's one win for them. I have very little confidence that Kentucky can win out and try to get that last double bye position next week. They play on the road at A&M, and then they play Florida. I just don't see it happening. Missouri keeps their late season surge going. They just blew out Mississippi State 88-64. Missouri currently has the inside track on that fourth double bye. They control their own destiny now. They went out and they claim the 4 seed because they have a tiebreaker not only over us, but they have one over Kentucky too. Texas A&M, the downhill slide continues. They lose for the 6th time in their last 8 in a 76-70 loss to Texas. The Aggies are now in the last 4 end zone in bracketology. And poor Auburn. Poor Auburn. They lost to Ole Miss at home, 85-79. That's their 7th loss in their last 8 games. Coach SFP's crew is now 15-14 with games left against LSU and Bama. I think they're last one in, according to Lenardi right now, which is
they're the first one out.
First
right
one
now.
out. They belong there. And it's a real possibility that they could be 17 or 16 or 16-16 on Selection Sunday. So that means hello, NIT. Hate to see it. As I wrap up here in our Hoop Nerds Obscure Game of the Weekend, shout out to number 21, Miami of Ohio. They continue as the only undefeated team in Division I. They win on a last-second layup to beat Western Michigan 69-67 on Friday night. Now, Bruce Pearl apparently doesn't approve of Miami's resume, but the way I see it, 29-0 is 29-0. These boys will create some chaos in the field of 68. And I'll tell you one thing, Bruce, 29-0 sure ain't 15-14. Am I right? By the way, Travis Steele, tip of the hat to him. He threw a fit at halftime of that game, tore apart the DJ's speaker system, which I personally applaud.
Oh, really? This is what you're going to do? That's how you're going to end it?
Wow.
And then he went back today and apologized to that said guy. And gave him $3,000 to cover the cost of the damages. So good on him. Hey, tonight, lock your TV in on ESPN, 9 p.m. Number 7 Iowa State rolls into Tucson to face number 2 Arizona. Big game tonight. And by the way, Duke going to NC State at 7 p.m. Can Will Wade's gang turn in a strong-ass performance?
No.
Pull an upset?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Doubtful, but
probably
we'll
not.
That's it for me.
All right. Thank you, Bob. We got to take a quick timeout. Stay with us. You're listening to The Drive. It's Fan Run Radio. The shocking conclusion coming up right after this.
The Drive. Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Where are the best ribs in the Volunteer State? Rickard Ridge. Who has the best barbecue catering packages in East Tennessee? Rickard Ridge. And where is the most beautiful setting to enjoy a meal with family and friends? Rickard Ridge. Rickard Ridge Barbecue. Just a quick ride up I-75, take exit 134, hang a right, and Rickard Ridge is on your left, just inside Cove Lake State Park.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Hey, it's Russell Smith here for ECR Total Landscapes. I had the ECR crew out to my house last year to remove multiple trees on my property, and I couldn't be more satisfied with the work they did. Not only did they cut down several trees that were too close to my house, they also grinded the stumps and cleaned up the work site, leaving my yard looking better than before. Take it from me. If you've got a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree that's threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes for a free estimate. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. 865-384-2012. That's 865-384-2012. Your local tree cutting experts. These guys get the job done. Check out their website, ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
All right, back here on the drive, wrapping up on a Monday afternoon edition of the show. Tennessee has opened up as a 9.5-point favorite tomorrow at South Carolina. Think Vegas knows that Nate Ament might not be playing?
I think everybody knows that Nate Ament might not be playing.
Okay. They must not think very much of South Carolina then.
No, they're terrible.
Kicked in the balls on YouTube chat. Why did we keep switching on screens when Bama kept taking advantage of it, especially with Okpara out? Bob, again, I'm no professional coach, but with Bama playing 5 out offensively, if you don't switch, and I think it was Gillespie or Boswell on Phylon, and that screen slows him down at all.
Got an open shot.
It's a layup.
Yeah, see,
we don't have anybody back there.
I know people were worried about, and I was too. I was sitting there watching it going, oh, my God, here we go. And, if they tried to pull the switch on Estrella, again, Phylon's a killer, man. He just would have driven in a little further than, and just possibly blown by who was coming up on the switch. I mean, we're just in a terrible spot right there. Not much we could do. We're not very good at switching on this team either. I mean, that's the part that's so hard. We've been so good on the perimeter the last couple of years defensively, like best in the country good. It's now we're just pretty good, and that's not going to be good enough against teams like Alabama that are so perimeter oriented.
Let's get Joshy Boy and then Rubber Toe. JB, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing all right.
Good. I might have been a little bit over the top on VR Saturday night.
You were a little wound up, a little out of line yourself.
Yeah. So I think Ben hit it on the head. I think what's really killed us this season, we don't have a third scorer and take the weight off Jacoby and Nate.
Yeah, I think so too. Not being able to finish around the rim is big, but man, not having another really good spot up shooter. I mean, just imagine if you had one more year of Chaz Lanier.
Yeah,
just putting him out on the wing with Jacoby handling the ball and Ament doing his thing. I mean, you'd be right there fighting for a 1 seed, no worse than a 2 seed.
Definitely would be.
But
so
we are where we are.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'd say rest Nate until the NCAA tournament because you're definitely going to need him when it matters most. And I'd say these 2 games matter most, but it's really not going to affect you seed-wise. You're not going to move up. Like, the Bama game, if they would have won it, then they would have moved up the seed. I just don't think these last 2 games in the SEC tournament matter, but I Could be wrong. Have a great day.
Thanks, Joshy boy. Any thoughts on SEC tournament mattering, not mattering?
Well, I don't disagree. I mean, I think if the strategy is just let's go in and play, one, maybe 2 games in the SEC tournament and kind of resign that advancing moment, I'm okay with it now, knowing what's at stake with Nate. I'd feel differently if he was healthy, but I'd rather him get the rest in. And I'd like to see him maybe play. I do counter one of the things Ben said, and I agree, is maybe let him play in that first game in the SEC tournament because you want to shake the rust off too. I don't think I'm good with him sitting for 3 weeks if he's healthy.
I'm good with it.
I don't know.
If it's a knee or an ankle, man, I'm good with it. Like because he could still get out there and shoot. It's not like his shot's going to go away, but I get the speed of the game can be. And the NCAA tournament, that first round, it's always different. The lighting's a little different. The arenas are a little different. Floor looks fun. Like it's always a weird vibe. Let's get Roberto in here before we get out. What's up, Roberto?
Oh, hey guys. Good
Hey, man.
afternoon. Hope you're well.
Yes, sir.
Love me some Bobby Baskets, man. What are we going with, by the way? What did the Council of Elders decide as Bob's nickname?
I like Basket Bob myself.
Basket Bob.
Bobby
Blacktop
Hoops.
Bob's a pretty cute one. Like that. Might go with Blacktop Bob. Bob, I've talked to the wife. She has given me the green light for our Star Wars bro date.
Oh.
So
okay.
He hasn't forgotten about that, Bob. That's happening.
I still got to get clearance, but yeah, I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got to wash your hair.
Yeah.
This weekend, a lot of bad things happened, but there was some good in it. The basketball team, guys, I mean, as Joshy said, we need a third scorer. Hell, we need a second scorer right now. Like, what are you going to do? That's where I was at on Saturday night. I was just kind of, I don't know, a miss. It's like, what do you do? If one of your 2 best players, or arguably your best players, hurt, and you're not very good offensively already, and you really can't play defense. By the way, do you know what our adjusted defense is on Ken Palm right now?
I know we're 15th nationally.
Yeah. It's 15th under Rick Barnes. Like, if we're going to hang our hat on defense, it's got to be better than that.
Yeah.
So, I know a lot of good came out of this weekend, though, for the baseball team. I think they got some good things. The fire stoked pretty well there. That UCLA team's just unreal. I was pretty happy with our effort that we watched together the other day, Russ. I did get in a little trouble when I got home for being a little late, but that's okay. It was good spending time with you boys. And then lastly, is our girl Kimmy Hundo, or Kimmy give up a hundo? Is she getting fired? Is that going to happen when they lose out? I'm serious. I'm not making a joke. Like Kimmy cat fight. I think she's gone.
Yeah. We'll see. Bob?
Very quickly, hats off to Lady Vols softball, by the way.
Hey.
Number 1 in the country, 19-0, just plowing through.
Kimmy Weekly.
There's some good stuff going on.
Is it Kim Weekly? Karen Weekly. Karen! Hey! Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Walker. Thank you, Bear. We'll do it again tomorrow, 3 to 6, right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.